And now, ladies and gentlemen, Prime Sports is proud to present college football. A gorgeous day at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California, and a huge crowd expected as the Arizona State Sun Devils invade to take on the UCLA Bruins. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to Bruin Football for 1996. I'm Bill McDonald, of course, alongside my partner, Tom Ramsey. And a big game for you in the Pac-10. The UCLA Bruins, 2-2 on the year. Tom, against the undefeated and number 4 in the country, Arizona State Sun Devils.
Arizona State comes in on a high. Both teams being undefeated in Pac-10 play, and Arizona State has had a big turnaround this year.
The reason? Defense. From worst to first, it's that simple.
Boy, it's incredible. Having been beat up 426 yards a game last year, they go to first in both categories right there, looking at Bruce Snyder.
It was the worst defensive year in the history of the school last season. But now they've got a guy, Derek Rogers, rushing from the outside, who's simply awesome.
Derek Rogers turns 25 on Monday. He's a great story. We'll get to him later. But I tell you what, he's the team leader, a speed rusher on defense. Look for him to wreak havoc today in the game. One
key, this is the first road game for Arizona State this season. That may play a part. UCLA won their home opener in the Pac-10 for the first time since 1990 last week up in Eugene. And Cade McNown, he's kind of like the team. He's hot and cold, and last week he was hot.
UCLA never gets out of the gate in the Pac-10 great, and this year, Cade McNown leading them to a 1-0 start versus Oregon. A week ago, you see his numbers right there, and you're right, Billy. The team is going to go how he goes. He has the ability to run when he has to. He scrambled for a touchdown last week right there, throwing to Todd McBride for a touchdown.
Although ASU is number 4 in the country, I think the Bruins have a darn good chance of winning this game.
I tell you what, they're ripe for the upset. ASU, 5 straight home games. They haven't been on the road yet. They come into Bruin territory. Look out.
Here we go. The Sun Devils in town to take on the Bruins of UCLA. We've got the kickoff for you right after this. UCLA football is being brought to you by Southwest Airlines. With fares so low, you have the freedom to go places. By the Pepsi-Cola Company, who reminds you that nothing else is a Pepsi. By Lexus Luxury Automobiles, a new journey in the relentless pursuit of perfection. By Gatorade Thirst Quencher. You live life, you get thirsty. Life is a sport, drink it up. And by the Toyota dealers of Southern California. See your Toyota dealer today and you'll be sold.
Light, the silver bullet that's shipped cold to tap the clean taste of the Rockies. Tap the Rockies!
Good boy.
This is where it happened. I was lying in a ditch, face down, trying to breathe. I was lucky. Most people who get thrown from their cars have injuries so serious that their lives are never the same. A lot of them die, and like me, most of them weren't wearing a seatbelt. It's the simplest thing. Please buckle up every time. It can save your life.
The revolution from Fox Sports News is almost here, but the secrecy of this immense production has pushed many fans to want it now, to get the stories live, on site, from Fox's 40 local announcer teams, with exclusive nightly reports from over 1,200 games, starting November 1st.
You can't go
The revolution in sports news.
Hey! I work for Fox on Sundays! Come on! What's going on in there?
More Lakers, Kings, and Dodgers news. Fox Sports News on Fox Sports West. We are there.
Are you ready for college football? Prime Sports is. We've got a schedule loaded with over 50 games this fall. We'll continue to bring you the best Pac-10 conference has to offer with the Pac-10 Game of the Week. And this year, we'll cover the new Big 12 Conference, featuring teams like Texas, Colorado, and Nebraska. All of this, plus the Conference USA Game of the Week. If you're ready for college football, then you're ready for Prime Sports.
Sometimes trouble comes looking for you. 1, 2, 3. And that's when you have to stop. Think. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
find a way to not let it get you. Peace.
I've had the same friends since I was a little kid. But this year, some of them started playing with these other kids. I guess there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's cool making new friends and all, but they weren't like us. They were, you know, different. And I heard my big brother saying some pretty bad stuff about people like them. But they seemed pretty cool, and we had a pretty good time. So, well, maybe my brother doesn't know everything.
Hey, Carlos, come on, we need you. Don't be afraid. Be a friend.
We are back, the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California. You know, Tom and I were just talking to each other what we think the crowd is, maybe about 65,000. And the aura of a great college football game is certainly in the air. There's Bob Toledo. There he is. We're going to track him down. Record right now even up at UCLA, and won his first ever conference game as a head coach for the Bruins last week, as the Bruins very impressive in the second half, winning 41-22. Bruce Snyder, this is what he envisioned when he took over 5 years ago. A team that could contend to go back to the big bowl, the Rose Bowl, on Jan 1.
And I tell you what, Billy, what it is, it's Bruce's graduating senior class. Fifth-year seniors are all his, having been recruited, stayed with him, and this is his team entirely.
McElroy and Brown are back to receive. Marcus Williams will kick it off, and our kickoff is Pac-10 clash between the Bruins and the Sun Devils, brought to you by Coors. Arizona State 5-0, number 4 in the country, 2-0 in the Pac-10. Last year they were 6-5. Just 2 years ago they were rock bottom in the Pac-10. This is their first road game of the season after 5 straight at Sun Devil Stadium. The series history, UCLA leads. However, Arizona State has won the last 2 here at the Rose Bowl, and won last year in a furious second-half comeback. Williams ready to go. Number 4 in the country. A-State against the Bruins, and this one's going out of bounds and out to the 35. Great field position for UCLA. And sophomore quarterback Cade McNown.
What I find interesting is every time someone wins a toss, they defer. They want to go on defense first, and we've seen that in every game this year thus far. I'm waiting for the team to win the toss and say, we want the ball.
Give me the ball, give me the ball. We're going to take it down and score. But A-State defers, and Cade McNown brings them up. He rushed for 2 touchdowns against Arizona State in that loss in Tempe last season. He's got Hicks and Melendi behind him. Receivers are split. We'll start it up at the 35, first play from scrimmage. This is a revamped, rejuvenated Sun Devil defense. Big pitch. McNown, open, got his man, complete out to the 44. It's Jamal Clark, the tight end. Good gain on first down, which will be so important this afternoon for the Bruins. Give him 9, and he's a yard short. Derek Smith made the stop. Our Southwest lineups. Behind McNown, Skip Hicks had a career day, 175 yards against the Ducks. Offensively, Chad Overhauser is a key, but Chris Ferris might be more important today because he's going up against superstar Derek Rogers. He'll need some help. On 2nd and 1, straight drop from McNown. Will throw short screen, set up beautifully. Hicks has got it, he's got room. In Sun Devil territory across the 40. Still on his feet down to the 32-yard line. Moved the chains from the Bruins, 18 big yards and a first down.
There's 2 plays you call when you got a big pass rush. One's a draw, one's a screen. Right there, the execution by UCLA on the screen to Skip Hicks, magnificent.
Scott Von Der Ahe made the stop defensively for Arizona State. Amy is out. He's a late scratch. He won't be playing at tackle. They're down to 3 tackles. Tillman, this is a guy that could seriously play on the outside. You'll know him too. His hair will be flowing out of the back of his helmet. Mitchell Friedman, they call him Fright Night because of the way he hits. And right now, the entire line hit big, led by Derek Rogers. Minimal yardage this time for Hicks. It will be 2nd down.
Watch for UCLA to mix it up on first down. If anything else in this game, they have to mix it up on first down. They have to get positive yards right there. They get stuffed on first down by the Arizona State defense. But look for UCLA to come out throwing quite a bit on first down today.
Rogers will turn 25 years of age. on Tuesday. Out of the Air Force Academy. He was there for a while serving, and he went to JC. Lots of stories on him. We'll get to them later. Up the middle goes Hicks. Busts it up down to the 32-yard line, just short of the 30. Pat Tillman, we talked about him a moment ago. 5'11", they list him at 204, but he's 195 on a good day after a couple of burritos in his stomach. It'll be third down and short.
Here's a nice little draw ISO. It's just man on man. The offensive line crunching some people up front, and he's running hard there.
Third down and
Skip Hicks, number 42.
Tom, this is the best third down defense in the conference. Only 21% of the time opponents convert. Can UCLA on their first third down? Yes, they do. Down to the 26-yard line, that's Danny Farmer, and he could play a huge role this afternoon. First down, UCLA.
UCLA has had their problems on third down, Billy. You alluded to it. They were 1 of 14 against Michigan 2 weeks ago, but right here, a slight roll by McNown, and he finds his go-to guy, the hands guy, and he gets 2 catches there. Danny Farmer, good for the first down. Watch it. They don't give you 2 catches. I was kidding, but right here, Farmer, a nice job of catch, first down, and get down.
Coaches were telling us Farmer could play a huge role in the game plan today. Cade is 3 for 3, 33 yards so far. A convoy in front of Hicks. He's down inside the 20. Late flag as he's inside. Could be a face mask. Out of bounds at the 18-yard line. We will check the marker. Jason Simmons made the stop, but I think it's Pat Tillman who might be flagged for the penalty.
Penalty against ASU.
Tom, exactly what the Bruins need. Arizona State is so good out of the gate. They've outscored their opponents 54-14 in the first quarter, and this one's going up against the Sun Devils.
I think if you're UCLA, you come into the game, you have to get the run established early on. Even though you want to throw a lot on first down, you have to establish the run. It's going to open up your play action all day long. You're going to be able to throw on first down because they're going to be look and run first.
Al Borges, offensive coordinator, dialing in the next play. 1st and 10 at the 12. Darrell Price is in the game. He gets rocked back at the 15-yard line for a loss. Jeremy Statt, 6'5", 273, and a junior. First there for ASU.
Should we talk about how experienced the Sun Devil team is overall, how many starters they return? On their 2 deep chart, they returned 40 of 47 players. They have 9 returning starters defensively. Jeremy Statt started some games for him before, and I'll tell you what, they're missing Amy, but Statt's right there to fill the gap.
Loaded with experience. On 2nd down, they've got to get to about the 1 for a first down. Up the middle, and nowhere. So interesting, 2 running plays from around the 10. Darrell Price gets stopped by Sean Sueda and Pat Tillman, who's been in on a lot of action here in the first drive. 11:46, clock moving, no score. UCLA's initial effort with the football.
Billy, what's interesting about that last call, that's more of a setup call. They're running. Check it out, 3 and out. Look at that ASU. Billy alluded to it, 21% on third down, but that's a setup call. Running the ball to the middle of the field. They want a third down, a passing situation right from midfield.
Nobody split to the right. Everybody loaded out left. See if they come to the weak side. McNown throwing, corner, got a man, touchdown! UCLA! Todd McBride, 11 yards. He caught one last week, and he turns around and gets one here versus ASU, and the Bruins have the lead.
McBride's a guy who's been hampered by tendonitis in his knees. Right here, they have single coverage, just what they're looking for. McBride runs a nice corner route. Great throw by McNown, and they beat Jason Simmons, number 10. McBride, a big kid right there, 6'2" and about 200 pounds. Bruins awfully happy to have him back in the mix.
Tom, this defensive secondary for Arizona State does not break to the ball well. The Bruins, if they can work off a play action, can get things done throwing the ball all afternoon. Bjorn Burton, who's back to his freshman form his senior year, knocks it through, and just like that, McNown and company move it down the field. Bruins 7-0 early. See you in a minute.
Remember the day when you were finally this tall? Suddenly you had the freedom to go places you never could before. The sky was the limit, but it was always more fun to go there with a friend. That's why Southwest Airlines brought back Friends Fly Free. Just buy a ticket at our full unrestricted fare, and a friend flies with you free.
Wanna go again?
Southwest Airlines.
Okay, boy. Now, just like I taught you, I want you to open the cooler, and I want you to get me an ice-cold Pepsi. Come on, boy. You can do it. Good boy, good boy. Maybe later we'll play Frisbee.
Hey, big boy. You got another one of those for me?
Oh.
You are my je t'aime.
I love this dream.
It's a brawl for the crown as Panama's Demetrio Ceballos takes on Mexico's Julio Cesar Herrera for the NABO lightweight title. Fight night from the Pond in Anaheim. Monday night at 8 on Prime Sports. It's a battle of young guns when Pat Barnes and the Cal Bears battle Ryan Leaf and the Washington State Cougars. Saturday, live at 7:15 on Prime Sports.
Absolutely gorgeous day here in Pasadena, and for the Bruins, a gorgeous first drive. They're ahead 7-0. Take it, Tom.
Take a look, ground level. McNown gets great protection, and he has time to throw right there. He spins the corner out to McBride over Simmons. And the DBs coming in, A-State, no interceptions amongst all of them.
You're impressed with that catch, too, by Todd McBride.
Oh, it's a great catch by McBride. He keeps the receiver. He actually keeps the defender out of the picture right there. 9-play drive. And remember, Skip Hicks with some big runs in that drive.
And Al Borges, the offensive coordinator, in our chat this week said, guys, we are going to mix it up, pass and run, better than we have all year long. Look for 50-50 if you can. Well, on that drive, 5 runs, 4 throws, perfect mix. McNown was a perfect 4 for 4 for 45 and a touch. So far, so good as far as the game plan being executed for the Bruins. Greg Andrusik will kick it for UCLA. Marlon Farlow and Terry Battle, they will also share time in the backfield at tailback, but they are now deep for Arizona State. Remember, this is a team that shut out Nebraska, and the Bruins already have 7 on the board. This will be Battle at the 1. Got some room if he can kick it outside. Here comes Battle. Back inside at the 30. Battle could go. Terry Battle might go all the way for Arizona State. Touchdown Sun Devils, 99 big yards. That's what top 5 teams in the country do to you.
That's definitely what a top 4 team does to you. Terry Battle, number 8 in all-purpose running in the Pac-10 coming into the game. He averages 100 yards per game as it is right there, busting a huge kickoff return and taking the momentum right back for the Sun Devils.
Everything flowed the other way, and as soon as he took it outside and then the one cut, and he was gone. Robert Neese will kick it for Arizona State. He's got it, and lightning for the Sun Devils. We haven't even played 4 minutes. We're tied at 7. Terry Battle is the guy who has been the hottest in the backfield too for Arizona State, but here he does it on special teams.
Talk to me about Terry Battle. He's the second running back that comes in, but he is hot because he's making great moves right there. He sets up a couple of his blocks, and then right there, he has sprinter speed. He outruns Aaron Rock, who's a sprinter himself.
Do you feel another 45-42 game? That's what happened in the opener against Washington for Arizona State.
Well, check it out. Andrusek drives it to the goal line right there. Not a good angle by the Bruin defender. He picks up a nice block, and then Battle, who's got his shoulder pads up the field. He's a great running back. He knows how to run. He broke the first wave, and he's off to the races.
And he wins the race easily.
I'm going to say this early on. Arizona State has great special teams. Early in the season, we saw UCLA at Tennessee. They were beat soundly in the special teams game. Tennessee, far and away a better special teams team. Overall, the Sun Devils, they're real good also in the special teams.
Will it be the same case as that first game against Tennessee? Williams will kick for the Bruins. McElroy He can't find a seam, and he goes down at the 16-yard line. Kevin Tomasini, backup fullback, and Paul Reynolds combined to make the stop on kick coverage for Arizona State. And immediately you want to see the UCLA offense, they're back on the field.
Yeah, nothing takes the wind out of your sails faster than scoring a touchdown. You're happy, you got a little momentum, you went 4 for 4 for 45 and a touch. You kick it off and they return it. You're right back out on the field, so now you got to establish another drive. You got to make some things happen, plus you're deep in your own end.
Yes, field position important. Bruins started their first drive at the 35. This one's back at their own 16. First and 10 for McNown with 3 wides in the plan. Kicks. Maybe to the line of scrimmage. Sean Sueda again wrapped him up.
I think you have to show 3 wides early and often. You need to put a little challenge. You got to have A-State thinking. Their DBs are settling. They're going to settle around 10 yards. We'll get into how they play coverage a little later. We'll keep talking, but they can be beaten man on man. So what you do, you want a mismatch. Throw 3 wides out. UCLA really not able to put 4 wides in the game, but look for 3 wides quite a bit today.
And there won't be many deep drops because of the tremendous pass rush that Arizona State can put on you, especially number 59, Rogers. Quick drop, little play action, and he's got it again. He's going to play a big part. We're going to mention it time and time again. That's a pretty good gain on second down after the 25. Pat Tillman was there to lure him out of bounds, third down.
Once again, having established the run early, 5 runs in that first series, you get A-State thinking about the run. Play action, you spin the ball out to 87, sure-handed guy, real close to a third.
Plus, ASU was absolutely horrible defending the run last year. So they changed their whole defense around this year to say, we're not going to get beat by it, no matter what. And they allow under 100 yards a game. Can Hicks get the first down? He won't get close. He gets tripped up and tackled at the 24-yard line, and the Bruins will punt. He's about 2.5 yards short of a first down.
No gain on the play.
And we will see Chris Saylor, and Sueda makes his 3rd tackle of the game.
Billy, you spoke of a commitment to stopping the run. And when you make that commitment defensively, not only are they number 1 against the run in the Pac-10, they're number 1 in total defense.
Tom, I'm cutting you off because one of your guys, J.R. Redmond, is back to return this punt for Arizona State. He's very dangerous. He's back at the 34-yard line.
J.R. Redmond's returned a couple for big gains thus far this year.
He's had a bit of a knee problem. Limited time, he'll see limited action also. He doesn't like the fair catch, so he's going to go no matter where he gets it. And here he goes, up the middle. So the second good return for Arizona State. Naturally, that wasn't a score, but still nicely done. 9 yards after a 44-yard punt. And good field position for the Sun Devils. Larry Atkins made the stop.
Yeah, stuff about J.R. Redmond. He comes in, he's averaging 10 yards a return, and that's what I'm talking about. Special teams, you gain 10. Big lift for the offense.
Finally, we get to see the Snake. Jake the Snake Plummer. He got the nickname from his little brother, who gave it to him back during the Little League baseball game when he was 12. And it's stuck. Michael Martin is the tailback. He'll get it. Martin looking for a hole. Nowhere to be found. It'll be second down and 10. Travis Kershke made the stop. Here's your lineups brought to you by Southwest Airlines. First, offensively, Keith Poole has been, the last couple of years, the most consistent and the go-to guy in the wide receiving core for Arizona State. Juan Roque, top 10 pick next year, maybe. Lombardi finalist, anchors at left tackle. Darren Klein is hurt for UCLA.
He's about a biscuit away from about 340. I tell you.
Well, Roque, what? He's 6'8", and he's 3 spins plus, as we say.
I tell you, his legs look like redwoods. Watching him come out of the tunnel before the game, he was an eclipse.
Some of the people are saying he's the best offensive lineman there since Randall McDaniel.
Oh, he's a pro player. He's a top 10 pick because of his size.
Second down, 10, Plummer, quickly, complete. Bruin territory, close to a first down. That's Ricky Boyer, his 7th catch of the season. They go 5 or 6 deep with the wide receiver core down in Tempe. Defensively for UCLA, we'll set the lineups for you. Kershke has been so solid here in his senior year on that front line. Weldon Ford might see a little time at linebacker too with Ruckman back. Phillip Ward, maybe the best pass rusher Anthony Cobbs is more of a rover than a linebacker. And defensively, Javelin Guidry, one of the corners, his brother Paul still nursing an injury. On first down, Michael Martin gets a couple. Big guy, likes to run between the tackles and the tight end. Brian Wilmer makes the stop. Finally, go ahead, Tom, you can talk.
I just wanted to make a comparison with Roquet to Jonathan Ogden, because Bruin fans will remember Jonathan Ogden, a huge man. And I tell you, Jonathan Ogden now playing professionally for the Baltimore Ravens, but he's playing offensive guard. A little more athletic than Roquet, but Roquet is that staunch, at the line of scrimmage guy. He's not going to get beat physically.
And this line has a touch of meanness to them. Wow, he's so mobile. Little stutter step, throws into double coverage at the line of scrimmage. Interesting throw. Sean Williams made the deflection, but he might get flagged for interference. Zach Romero, the tight end, was the intended receiver. Well, that would be a big disappointment for UCLA because they were all over Romero coverage-wise. And even if he caught the ball, he wasn't going anywhere.
Pass interference on the defense. Automatic first down at the spot of the foul.
Very tough break for the Bruins.
Our man Chuck McFerrin, referee out of Long Beach. A lot of local people know him. Right there, Plummer. Yeah, you don't want to be throwing into double coverage. Right there, Sean Williams, having played very well thus far. Team leader defensively. And I tell you, the funny thing about this defense, you're not going to have big-time tacklers. Wilmer comes in as the leading tackler, but you're playing so many different positions in the defensive backfield. Sometimes Sean Williams is very close to the ball. Other times he has deep third responsibility, and he's not getting probably as many tackles as he would in a conventional defense.
A lot of shared responsibilities in Rocky Long's scheme, which has been most confusing to offensive coordinators from the opposition so far this season. Plummer, look for the reverse. They've got it right there. Actually, looking to throw is Boyer, and he could have won. Now he throws. It's intercepted by McCullough. Abdul brings it up the field to the 30 and the 32-yard line. It'll be a first down for UCLA. Wow, what a play. There's a flag down at the 22. Probably an illegal block by the Bruins. 23-yard return. And what a decision by Boyer. I know Tommy was thinking about running because there was nobody in front of him for 20 yards.
Well, the coach told him it was a pass. But run, Boyer, run. He has no one in front of him. He said, well, coach called a pass. I got to throw it. He throws into double coverage. McCullough makes a great job. The receiver falls down. And then all of a sudden, all bedlam breaks loose because guys start getting mauled right here. Anthony Cobbs goes up against number 51, got great.
And by the way,
Rugummer.
Juan Roquet.
After the interception, illegal block in the back on the return. The 10-yard penalty and first down.
So much to talk about right now. First, I've got to get in that Juan Roquet was helped off the field. We just extolled his virtues and how important he is on the O-line. He's hurt. How seriously, obviously can't tell. Was helped off, although he was putting weight on his leg. There's Bruce Snyder conferring with the officials. It is true, though, Boyer could have run for 20, 25 yards without a problem. But he had it in his mind, and he was stubborn that he had to throw the football, and it was a poor throw.
It's the old coaching theory. Coach tells the quarterback, okay, I want you to throw the post. Look for the post. Oh, he drops back the pass, triple covered, throws it to the post. Hit the other guy.
7:38 in a frantic first quarter. 7-7 Bruins and the Sun Devils. Cade McNown to the Bruins, just outside his own 10. Still has the football. Over the middle, complete. 30, 35, 40. Up to the 45-yard line. Second catch for Jamal Clark. Big first down for UCLA. Give him 34 yards. And they beat Jason Simmons again.
This game is going to have some huge momentum shifts right here. Little play action, move in the pocket, trying to stay away from Mr. Rogers, who was hot on Cade McNown's tail. Jamal Clark showing some hands here for an ex-defensive lineman. I tell you what.
Actually, you know who he beat? Fright Night, Mitchell Friedman. He was the one who was beaten on that play.
Well, Friedman is not a cover guy.
No, not at all. He'd rather hit you.
He's going to go for the knockout.
Which could hurt him. You want to talk about the post? Bruins have a man caught! McElroy, touchdown, UCLA! 55 yards!
Jimmy McElroy. He's 0 for the last 3 games. He hadn't touched the ball. He hadn't seen a reception. How does he get it? Cade McNown standing in the pocket and delivering.
Yeah, it was about time that McElroy caught a deep ball, and he was wide open. Burton. Good. Right through. You like it so far? We do. 14-7. We're halfway through the quarter. Oh!
You, and you
have the right to play sports until the cows come home.
You have the right to assemble.
You have the right to be equipped.
You have the right to free speech.
But anything you say can be held against you.
That's life.
Liberty.
And the pursuit of the goal.
But you don't have the right to remain thirsty.
Not when there's Gatorade.
Because every athlete has the right to be quenched.
These are your rights.
Now get out there and exercise them.
Life is a sport.
Drink it up.
By the way, Father, I had the most delightful meal yesterday.
Really now?
Freshly baked with a flaky crust, juicy chunks of chicken, lovely peas, lovely carrots.
Glory be, what was it?
Chicken pot pie.
Pot pie?
At KFC, our chunky chicken pot pie is so good, some people may never believe it.
I'll be seeing you in confession, Michael.
To make you a believer, for a limited time, our chunky chicken pot pie is just $2.99.
Come closer. Closer. There. I'm the road. And I'm so bored. It's been so long since someone new has come into my life and hugged me, caressed me, excited me.
The all-new ES300. The road is calling. Answer it.
Whew, what was that?
Billy Mack and Tom Ramsey welcome you back to a noisy Rose Bowl, 14-7. And Cade McNown, a perfect 7 for 7 and 2 scores so far.
Billy, once again, play action, freeze to safety, and that's just what they do, and then they go right over the top of Fright Night. Right there, I'll tell you, that's big time right there. Jimmy McElroy, who's been quite silent. They haven't gotten to the ball near enough. The coordinators know it. Right there, a 2-play drive, 89 yards, all of 33 seconds.
Yeah, 2 passes, 1 to Jamal Clark and 1 to Jim McElroy. McNown 142 yards in those 2 scores. Greg Andrzik will kick it off, and you know that Terry Battle's back there. He returned 199 after the last Bruins score. Do you think they might be kicking it to Marlon Farlow this time? Possibly. Give him an opportunity. Onside kick! Bruins have it! What a call! Forget about your trick plays. That will constitute one. Anbadayo for UCLA's got it.
Iambadejo, the linebacker, Brendan Iambadejo, makes a great play again. A huge momentum shift. Take a look at Andrzik. Iolani high out of Honolulu, Hawaii, a little tap. Right there, Iambadejo, Wazwa Saranga, number 4 out in front with a nice block on Turpin. Bob Toledo's a risk taker, and right there you got to take risks to win big games.
Iambadejo, great play for UCLA. Now McNown gives it up the middle. Skip Hicks carries the line down to the 43-yard line, close to a first down. They want those tough inside yards, and that's what they're getting right now. Von der Ahe and Tillman combined to make the stop for the Sun Devils.
Skip Hicks lowers the hammer right here. I'll tell you, it's great blocking out front, though. Jamal Clark just mauls his linebacker. The offensive line, Steve Marshall coached, dominating.
Skip Hicks was challenged in print by his coaching staff last week and challenged by his own teammates to get it done. And he's performing. Greg Walendi gets the first down for UCLA, and the fullback actually touched the ball for the Bruins.
I think what UCLA learned from the Michigan game, Billy, they didn't take chances when they were in their own territory at Ann Arbor. They played conservatively to a fault. What happens in this game, Arizona State ranked number 4, Al Borges knows that they faltered at Ann Arbor. They're going to come out and not be denied. They're going to shoot all the bullets in the chamber this time out.
In Michigan, the offense, 15 undefended plays that didn't go their way. Unforced errors, if you will, to use another term. Here is Hicks cutting it inside, bumped down at the 35-yard line. Derek Rogers there to notch the tackle for ASU. It's 14-7 UCLA with 6 minutes to play.
Hicks, who had a career third quarter a week ago versus Oregon, right there, cuts it up, makes a big gain, and he's third in the Pac-10 in rushing. Even though he was challenged by his coach, he still had a pretty good average, 5.2 average, but he just wasn't hitting the hole hard.
Yeah, how good was that third quarter? 153 yards in the third quarter alone. He wound up with 175 on 34 attempts, which was also a career high for Skip. McNown flushed out, throwing, and incomplete. That was a good defensive play. Eric Scott was the intended receiver, and Lamont Morgan, backup corner who sees plenty of time in the secondary. That was sweet.
Actually, that play, McNown's second choice going out to the wideout. He's looking short first, but then the problem is you have to come back for the football. That time the receiver not coming back, and Lamont Morgan making a fine defensive play.
3rd down and 4. Right now, the Sun Devils a little on their heels. Their first road game of the season. Who gets 5 home games in a row? They certainly took advantage of it. 2 out of 3, UCLA in the 3rd down conversion. McNown knocked away. Great play that time by the man, Derek Rogers. Hasn't played a whole lot of football in his career. He was a trumpet player in high school and finally played football in college.
I loved it that he played trumpet in high school, but right there, we're going to call his name a lot. He's going to be active throughout the day. He's played great. He's an absolute team leader for that Sun Devil defense. Derek Rogers, he's the elder statesman out there, and he's been around. But he is a very focused player.
Chris Saylor will punt it for UCLA. He'll be aiming for the sideline. Trying to get it inside the 20. Looks pretty good, actually. Looks great. Down inside the 5, down to the 3-yard line, where Jimmy McElroy will down it right there. Chris Saylor gets it done, 32 yards, but more importantly, well inside the 20, down to the 3. Gonna take a break and be right back. 5:24 remaining in the first quarter. Bruins on top by a touch.
Your cheating heart will make you weep. You'll cry and cry and try to sleep, but sleep won't come. Your cheating heart will tell on you. That's right. Sweet dreams.
Perry Ellis, fine men's clothing, sportswear, tailored clothing, dress shirts, ties, and accessories. Perry Ellis, a tradition in menswear. What's brewing on the Westwood athletic scene? Find out in the UCLA Sports Magazine, Friday at 5 on Prime Sports.
Welcome back. Bob Toledo's team up by a touchdown, now conferring with his OC, his offensive coordinator, Al Borges. Good news for ASU. Juan Roque, left tackle, back in the game. Now Terry Battle is your tailback, and Jeff Jurassic Hawk is the fullback.
Speaking to Bruce Snyder before the game, Bill, he knows with this defense, they're not going to be able to block every defender up front. Jake Plummer's not going to make a lot of changes at the line of scrimmage. If they have a play called, they're going to stay with it. They're going to play mano-a-mano and try and force the run onto UCLA.
And they absolutely lock in, as opposed to Peyton Manning, who could check off and change just about any play in the book at the line. Battle, nowhere. Tried to go over the top, actually, got a couple of yards, set up a third down. Phillip Ward led the Bruin charge.
And A-State, up until this point, having run 4 plays the entire day offensively, just finishing their 6th play, they really haven't had a chance to get to that scripted play calling they like to go after.
Offense is all about getting in sync. This is the running defense for both teams. And UCLA, you throw out that Michigan game, and they've been awesome. Plummer on the run. Gets hit. Down he goes at the 3. Travis Kershke. That's a coverage sack too, Tom. Give them credit because Plummer loves to roll and throw on the scramble, but the coverage was too good for the Snake.
And Plummer is not afraid to throw across the field either. He'll look back and check up, but right there he's pursued mightily. And Travis Kershke-Ruckman, who played so well, absolutely a coverage sack, but a lot of pursuit there by that defensive line.
The quickest healer on the planet, Jeff Ruckman, back and doing the job. Guidry. He returned a punt for a touchdown against Arizona State last year, so he's capable. Gets it at the 38. Guidry down to the 30, maybe just inside across the stripe, but incredible field position for the Bruins. 35-yard hurried punt, 8-yard return. Ron McCook the stop, and the Bruins are hungry for more. 3:28 remaining in the first.
Billy, they have missed Paul Guidry returning punts. Javelin, his brother, filled in last week at Oregon. Did a nice job, but Paul Guidry, career average of over 10 yards. He's a leading punt returner in UCLA history. I tell you, they have him back there. He's a sure-handed guy. He'll get the ball up the field for the Bruins.
First down, a little premature that time by Sean Sueda.
UCLA that time utilizing their freeze call, just a little way to pick up 5 yards there. Cade McNown using his cadence well.
While we have a moment, talk about the ASU defense. They certainly changed it around to get Rogers more involved, but it's not an intricate defense, rather vanilla really.
It really is. They're playing basically a 4-3. They'll play an over sometimes or under, which means they'll slide the defensive line based upon where the ball lies. Right now it's in the middle of the field. They're more or less a true 4-3 team, although they'll play that outside linebacker Tillman on the inside.
Trying to cut once again with Skip Hicks. Von der Ahi made the stop.
And a guy like Tillman right there, you see him 42. He's not a big guy. He's a 195-pound guy. He's got the flowing locks. I mean, he's a free-spirited guy. He comes on board the plane with a safari hat. But I tell you, they protected with the defensive line. The defensive line, if you take a look at him, Brett Bernstein goes 6'8", 278. Of course, he's a returning senior. We saw 99, saw Sueda, another senior defensive line.
By the way, that was Price on the last carry. Price, and he's going to get the ball now, and he's going to throw it. Oh, his man fell down, incomplete. Not a penalty. Eric Scott got tripped up. Could have been open. He had a couple of steps. So the tailbacks getting involved so far. Actually, Boyer a wideout. Both teams now trying, other than the quarterback, to get a completion.
True freshman out of Silmar High, 2-time player of the year. Very few players have been 2-time player of the year. You have to go back into the history books. Another player out of his high school, Tyrone Crenshaw, now a Michigan State Spartan. Another player to be 2-time.
On third down, McNown guns in, incomplete, late flag. Very late flag. Mike Grieve, who came back last week against Oregon to play 15 downs, had 2 grabs. Could be interference on ASU.
Pass interference on the defense. Automatic first down at the spot of the foul.
Take a look, Rashada all over Grieve, I believe it is. Collared him. Mike Grieve, who's been out, he came back in, he had a hurt ankle, missed the Michigan game entirely, came back last week, caught 2 balls at Oregon. Harlan Rashada, they're working him against Grieve, and Mike Grieve, a nice little movement guy. McNown's happy to have him back.
3 wideouts for Cade McNown on a first down at the 17 with the Bruins up by a touchdown. McNown to the outside, got his man. complete. Inside the 10, close to a first down. Todd McBride is emerging as a go-to guy for UCLA. Lamont Morgan was beaten. And we've got one of the Sun Devils down at the 9. And I believe that's Harlan Rashada, who we just talked about, who they will attend to. Now down inside the 10-yard line. And the Bruins moving again 9 yards on that first down completion.
Right there, the ASU corners play a real loose, floating type of a coverage. Right there, number 12. The corner, Lamont Morgan, working one-on-one with McBride. But McBride and Cade McNown have that special relationship. They're really good friends off the field, and they talk a lot. They do things together. They want to hook up. There's a want there. There's a want to, and I tell you, you see it. It's prevailed today, and you know McNown does a great job of spreading it around the field. Though
you had a guy during your days at UCLA. Who was your guy?
I was lucky.
You had a couple.
I will say this. I had 4 guys. I had Carney, I had Townsell, I had Bergman, and I had Dokie Williams. I couldn't go wrong.
Second down and short. Skip Hicks, the staff for UCLA. It'll be a first and goal for the Bruins with just over 2 minutes remaining in the quarter.
Hey, Billy, and if I don't mention Tim Reitman's name, he'd get really upset with me. So
one of the best.
He was an All-American tight end. I'm not going to forget about him.
Let's give you some numbers. Skip Hicks, 8 carries, 34 yards. Cade McNown, 8 out of 10, 151, and 2 scores. Bruins looking for more, up 14-7 in the red zone. Only one time have they failed to get points. This is going to be points. Touchdown, UCLA. Skip Hicks, 4 yards, his 7th touchdown of the season, and the Bruins lead 20-7. This is the defense, remember folks, that shut out Nebraska. It's 21-7 pending the tip.
You always got to remember where the game was played. It was a home game. Really the inauguration of Frank Cush Field. Well, they had a big night. It was a rowdy crowd, but
and ASU played. Yeah, ASU played great. And one of the reasons why they rolled the shutout was that Scott Frost didn't pose any kind of a threat. Didn't pose the Tommy Fraser threat that he could run the option. And ASU, as we like to say, dialed in and were completely in focus with Nebraska's game.
But ASU against Nebraska played their type of game. They pounced on them early. They established their running game, and they played stout defense. Right here, check it out. Simple run play. The tight end just decleats his man. I believe Jamal Clark again with just a decleater. Skip Hicks just bounces on in the end zone.
A bit of reality dosed out right now and doled out to ASU. However, I'm not even going to throw the cliche out that it's early and there's all kinds of time. What you've got is one of the most high-octane offenses in the country in Jake Plummer and company. So at the very beginning when we said we could have a 45-42, I think we're headed that way.
Without question.
Yeah, without question.
Arizona State still hasn't got down to their 10th play offensively on the map. So
completely not in sync yet.
And they've already returned a kickoff for a touchdown. But it really, truly, how good is a team? You got to wait until they play on the road. Talking to Bruce Snyder before the game, I said, hey, how'd you pull it off in those 5 games in a row at home? I don't know, but we have 4 on the road that are hard games. This is one of them. And right there, right now, little shell shock. They came in talking a lot of smack. They were running their mouths a little bit. Hey, more power to them. They beat Nebraska. They beat a team that had reeled off 37 consecutive wins and beat up everyone in the country, 2-time national champions. They got a reason to be a little proud. But right now, the Bruins, with a little trickery of their own, last time kicking off, onside kick. This time, I think they're going to bury it deep.
Barlow in battle. It'll be battle again. Can he go 102 to top the 99? He's got a chance. And he's caught out of the 27-yard line. Oh, just one man after that. But give Aaron Rock credit for making the stop for UCLA.
My man Bill McDonald has the premonition in the kicking game. He calls the punts when did he outkick? Did he outkick his coverage? I've seen 2 kicks returned for touchdowns this year. When you've said that, take a look at the total yards. UCLA dominating. Arizona State again having not even run their 10th play offensively, so keep an eye on Jake the Snake Plummer.
Plummer, first down at the 26. He's got Battle and Paul. Quick throw, overthrow. Intended for Lindsey Jackson, 6-foot sophomore, their leading receiver. And who caught the ball on the far side? This was a completion, but not to the right team.
A little high, but a little low, right to Eddie K. Eddie Kazarian, ex-player, ex-coach.
You think he's going to keep the ball? He'll keep the ball and put it on his man.
Now a Bruin administrator and a big-time motivator.
Battle, nowhere. Terry Battle came into the game, 265 in the yardage department and 5 scores to lead this team on the ground. Ford and Kershke were right there for UCLA defensively. 3rd down and 10.
Kershke's played so well, Bill. He made 1 tackle last week against Oregon, but he was involved in so many plays, and he's been involved the entire year. Really true defensive lineman, 4-year seniors playing extremely well.
No huddle. No huddle for Jake Plummer. In motion is Boyer. Straight drop. Over the middle, complete. Going to be a first down. Scampering is Lindsey Jackson, and you can see the quickness that he has. Man, is he dangerous. He'll really scare you. He's made the harder plays this year. You know, Keith Poole gets all the pub, but Lindsey Jackson is everything the Poole is. Trust me, 14 yards and a first down.
Well, you gotta like when they run 4 wides, an easy drag, and it'll be man or zone. If they get man, he'll continue across the field. If it's zone, he'll sit it down right over the center for Plummer. Right there again. Actually, this plays into UCLA's hands a little bit because UCLA doesn't need to huddle up defensively. They all turn to Rocky Long anyhow and get the signal, so each team calling plays at the line of scrimmage.
Under a minute to play in the first quarter, Bruins up 21-7. Boyer again in motion. Plummer gonna get hit. Ooh, whistle blew, and rightfully laying off that time was Larry Atkins. Could have really drilled the snake, but he heard the whistle just in time. So the penalty before the snap.
Larry Atkins is
delay
another
of game.
guy.
Offense, 5-yard penalty.
Larry
Still
Atkins.
first down.
Thank you, Chuck. Larry Atkins is another guy that the Bruins want to get involved, get on the field a little bit more. When I look at Larry Atkins, he has a great base, and great hips and legs, and he has so much power. You get him close to the football, he can go against the big guys, and he's also quick enough to run down running backs.
Larry Atkins part-time in that defense. 20 strong plays last week, though, up in Eugene. Still working back after a knee injury, sidelined him for quite some time. On 1st and 15, Plummer, little inside screen, they do this well, and with room is Jackson. Jackson kicking to the outside, his own man, Battle, got in his way, or he would have gone for maybe 10 more yards. Dan Juan McGee makes the stop. Now ASU will go to either side and even throw to the tight end in these screen situations.
Yeah, they throw a lot of these, and what happens when you complete the ball behind the line of scrimmage, you can release your lineman downfield, just what A-State does right there. They send those big old hogs racing down and throwing it on blue shirts all over the place. Battle, oops, he knocks the heck out of Lindsey, but hey, Battle's playing football. He's trying to go down the field, get a block.
Lindsey Jackson, you might recall, in that game against Nebraska, that was his coming out party. 8 catches against the Cornhuskers. Battle, grabbed behind the line, fell forward to about the 44. Brian Wilmer for UCLA, the tackle.
You mentioned those 8 catches against Nebraska, good for 105 yards against Nebraska. So the Plummer against Nebraska, 20 of 36, 292, and anytime you go for 100 yards receiving, big time.
That is the end of the first quarter. 15 complete at the Rose Bowl. Bruins up 21-7.
To stop drug use, I think it's going to take more than a Just Say No campaign. It's so easy to tell somebody, just say no, but you've got to give them the power to say no. You have to decide whether to compromise yourself or not. You have to decide whether you're going to help people or whether you're going to hurt people. You have to decide, what's important to you. Where are your priorities? I'm no stronger than the next guy. I've got to be able to make wise decisions in my own life and know that that's what I want to do.
Thousands of forest fires are started by people who never realize what they've done. Some never even set foot in the forest.
Coors Light, the silver bullet. It's shipped cold to tap the clean taste of the Rockies.
Tap the Rockies, Coors Light.
UCLA football is being brought to you by Southwest Airlines. With fare so low, you have the freedom to go places. And by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. You live life, you get thirsty. Life is a sport. Drink it up. Peter Mack, Tom Ramsey, back at the Rose Bowl. Tommy Satursky, Dennis Kirkpatrick, Allison Seaton, Patrick McBride. Everybody's here. Rob Wygod, Donna Moskal, Jimmy Souders. Wow.
The A-team.
Here we go. Second down and 8. Plummer. Quick drop, in trouble. He's going to get sacked at the 50-yard line, and Kershke's after him again. Plummer is so hard to sack, Tom, because he doesn't ever do a deep drop. No 7-steppers. It's always 3-5 or he's out of there.
Yeah, Plummer has great vision, and he really is elusive enough that the defense, he creates a lot of problems. Right there, Kershke just throwing his guy aside. Rugemer. Kershke really playing well this year.
Yeah, this offensive line, we will extol them a little bit more as the game continues. Third down and long. Plummer, quick slant, got his man. Very close to a first down. Lindsey Jackson, and if he is short, I would bet the farm that Mr. Snyder is going to go for it here on 4th and short. And this is trouble for ASU. Lindsey Jackson coming up, hopping and limping.
Right there, UCLA plays off. ASU, part of their game plan offensively, they want to do that throw the slant, but you see an ankle possibly sprain that Lindsey Jackson suffers. Paul Guidry doing a nice job of closing on the ball, not allowing that first down, and Plummer with a quick 3-step drop, spins the ball in, and then it's close-up shot.
Lindsey Jackson is quick. Tom was checking during the break. Lindsey, a track performer in high school. We're not quite sure whether or not he performs at track at ASU, although we think he does. Reading between the lines of all the notes in the guide.
He should.
He should, yes. That's
should.
the point we're making. If he doesn't, he should. Watch for the injury.
Take a look. Paul Guidry closing it right here. The turf and the ankle, and that didn't look good.
4th down, no-brainer here, as we suspected. Bruce Snyder going for it. J.R. Redmond is in the game. 4th and 1. I'll tell you what, the Bruins jumped, but then the center moved. It might be procedure against ASU.
Yeah, it's procedure. The center, the doc.
He stood up.
Kirk Robertson doesn't snap the ball when the Bruins did jump. It's procedure against the Devils.
And who but Kirk Robertson, the most cerebral of all the linemen. See this guy? He's a pre-med major. They call him Doc. He has had some of his theses published nationally. Watch the penalty. Oh, there it is. You know one of his theses, one of his articles? The reflex nature of a bug while drowning.
True story.
No kidding.
Jeff Ruckman just wanted to see how a bug did on his back right there too.
So the Bruins have it, so they let the play go. Here is Skip Hicks. So the call there obviously was they let the play go. UCLA refuses the penalty, and they get the football. Wow, what a break for the Bruins. 16 yards for Skip Hicks. So it just doesn't go back 5 yards. They let the play stand, and the Bruins have it.
Skip Hicks got hammered at the end of the run, but watch him blast through the hole right here. The offensive line, Overhauser just dominating his guy, Chad Souter, 15 yards downfield right there. Jason Simmons coming up and giving Skip Hicks a knock.
This is the #1 rushing defense in the Pac-10, Arizona State. Play action, Cade McNown in trouble. Eludes one, can he elude another? Yes, and he's ridden out of bounds, but he did gain yardage, maybe 1 yard down to the 44. Scott Van Der Ahe, the leading tackler, 8.5 a game, was there to run him out.
Boy, Cade McNown, his athleticism continues to amaze me right there. A little play action. Watch the little dip, and he just misses. That player, Fright Night, right on his tail, and Van Der Ahe pursuing well to the ball.
Cade has only been sacked 5 times in 4 games, and a lot of it is due to the fact that he is so elusive.
Well, and it's great. Al Borges, I love this quote. You run for yards, you pass for miles. And he's trying to get McNown, stay in the pocket, throw when you can. Don't take off unless it's a must.
Going long. Nobody there, except for Fright Night. Mitchell Friedman was the closest one. The intended receiver was McElroy, who was held up by Marcus Soward. And there's some good heat being applied by Rogers to the outside, but watch the jam here.
Again, they want to get the ball to Jim McElroy. You see Soward, he settles, and right there, you can really interpret that as a penalty. It's really an illegal chuck downfield by the defender, but they may call it incidental contact. Referee sees it as incidental.
You're well past the line in the 5-yard mark at that point. On 3rd down, out of shotgun. McNown with great protection. Slings it outside, completed a 1st down. Derek Ayers, 13 yards. 3 catches last week. And it was finally the Derek Ayers of old that we expected to see. And he grabs another huge 1st down. In fact, all 3 catches last week for Ayers resulted in 1st downs also.
Yeah, Ayers is back. 12 on the play, and it's been some time. He's been frustrated. That ankle slowed him quite a bit, but when he's in his game and he's focused and he touches the ball, good things happen for the Bruins.
Bruins marching for what could be a huge score. It's 21-7, 13 minutes remaining, 2nd quarter. They already lead by 2 touches. McNown, inside handoff to Darrell Price. Pulls his way down to the 25. Gain of 6 for the true freshman out of Silmar.
Bill, I'm so impressed with the way the offensive line has played today. They came out of the chute and they were knocking people around. They're facing the #1 total defensive team, the #1 rush defense team. Overhauser coming around and pulling. He's just looking for some white shirts. He's pushing the pile, and Price is right on his tail.
Maybe for some inspiration, they watched last year's game films of ASU when they were the worst defensive team in university history.
They may have.
Same unis.
Coaches get all kinds of motivation factors. That might have been one of them.
McNown, hands off again. And this time nowhere to go for Price. Pat Tillman. Bruins have to neutralize this guy because once he commits, he's going 100 miles an hour to the ball. And he got there very quickly. It'll be 3rd down again. And 3rd down proficiency has been the story in the 1st half for UCLA. They've gotten it done.
Gain of 1 on the play for Price.
McNown right now, as we see Price. Cade is 9 out of 12, 164, and 2 touchdowns, and you suspect he's going to be there again here.
From the 24.
3rd down at the 25. 2 tight end set. Single set. McNown looking, going to run for the 1st down, going to get it easily. 20, down to the 15, stood up, but down he goes. 1st down, UCLA. Jason Simmons was there. Move those chains for the blue and gold. 1st down, UCLA.
Again, we talked about McNown. He doesn't want to run unless he has to. Derek Rogers coming in, applying a lot of heat, but right there, McNown pulling it down. And watch the hit McNown takes by Fright Night Friedman. Boom, right there. Ow, I tell you what, you tell McNown, he's a tough kid, though he's going to bounce right up. But take a look. Cade right there trying to get the ball to Mike Grieve and lower the shoulder. Ouch.
Jamal Clark in motion on 1st down. Now he sets. That's movement on the UCLA Bruins, and we'll go back 5 yards. 11:15 remaining, 2nd quarter. Bruins up 21-7.
McNown.
Dead ball. False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty.
McNown's one of those guys, Billy. You roll a ball in a room. It could be any kind of ball. Basketball, baseball, football, tennis ball, ping pong ball. Guy's going to pick it up, start play with it, start dribbling it, knock it around, throw it around. Guy is a gamesman.
Very much so. Had a nice chat with him this week for our UCLA Sports Magazine show. Said, where'd that toughness come from? He said, I don't know about that. I said, Cade, where did the toughness come from?
Mild-mannered off the field, yes. Quarterback.
First down at 15. Cade McNown, little misdirection, flags flying everywhere. He's going to get sacked down to the 34-yard line. Larry Johnson, amongst others. He's there first.
Not the power forward, Larry Johnson.
No, sir. A 13-yard loss, though.
Not grandmama.
And they'll take the play. So the Bruins, threatening 6, are moving themselves out of field goal range now.
What ends up happening here, McNown, given his youth, fire the ball away right here. Don't take a huge loss when you get into near the red zone. The last thing you want to do is take a big sack right there. Larry Johnson applying a lot of heat.
Now your mindset might change a little bit. Let's just get back into range for 3. You've got to get all the way down to the 5 for a first down, so your odds are against you. You gain 15 yards, Merton has a good shot at it. And you have 2 downs to do it. Another whistle, so the momentum of this game has slowed to a crawl now in the last couple of minutes with all these flags. And the Bruins might have been guilty of delay here, which is going to move them 5 more.
Offense, 5 more yards, second down.
Yeah, the game has slowed down to a snail's pace, considering it was moving along at the speed of light there for a little while. First quarter kind of came and went.
We're running hot and cold here at the Rose Bowl today.
Second down and 33.
And backwards they go. Second down and 33, if you do the math.
UCLA.
And that's what Bob's doing right now. Let me see. Carry the thing.
He's adding up 4 penalties
33,
so far,
right.
20 yards. Killing ourselves.
McNown throws a little screen drop. Shades of the Michigan game. Darrell Price. And that's all the Bruins are trying to do there. Chip away, get about 10 yards possibly, and get back for a possible 3.
Yeah, again, anytime you got a heavy rush, they let their best rusher go, speed rusher, let Rodgers come in, bait him, throw it right over his head.
Here's something to watch for. Now watch number 59 coming off the end for Arizona State. I'll tell you, if the Bruins put somebody in the backfield, I wouldn't be surprised to see a little delayed handoff to Price here to try to neutralize that. McNown will throw. Pump fake. Going long. Down the middle. Got a man. Touchdown UCLA. Derek Ayers. Third and forever. Inexcusable play for the number 4 team in the country, and the Bruins lead 27-7.
Take a look. Derek Ayers going to bait him. A little shake, a little roll right there. McNown going to Ayers as a second choice. He gets away with a little push.
Yes, he did.
Soured, beat deep once again. Ayers said it was third forever, Billy.
Third and forever. They needed to get to the 5. They got to the end zone. Those numbers are astounding, considering the fact we've got 9:35 remaining in the quarter. 203 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's 10 out of 14, and Derek Ayers just tasted 6 points. We'll see in a minute.
Remember that first bike? It set you free. You could go places, see people. Whole neighborhoods opened up. But it was always more fun when a friend came along. That's why Southwest Airlines brought back Friends Fly Free. Just buy a ticket at our full unrestricted fare, and a friend flies with you free. Southwest Airlines.
Well, as you're all aware, Alan has announced he's HIV positive. He's okay, but does anybody know what he's going through? What do our people think? We need to get on this. Shirley, do we have an employee policy? Are we required to set one up? Kurt, is he covered by our insurance plan? Okay, Ellen, as his manager, is he entitled to extra time off?
At least 1 in 10 businesses has had an employee with HIV.
John. Terry?
If you have a business, you need answers.
How can we help? Anybody? Anybody at all?
Call for this manager's kit and help keep your workplace healthy and productive.
It's awfully quiet in here.
Derek Ayers is back in a big way, UCLA fans. The man that performed magic the last couple of years every time he touched the rock. Well, this was a 3rd and 33 for UCLA.
Oh, 3rd and forever. McNabb, a little pump fake and soured. The corner was looking in. He gets caught sleeping, and Ayers right by him for the touchdown.
That's a second choice for UCLA and McNown, isn't it?
I believe so. I don't think Derek Ayers is the first choice in this, but he runs a great route. He kind of just lulls Sauer to sleep. He gets away with a little basketball move, just a little push off, get a little closer to the hoop. Go ahead and take it downtown.
10 plays, 4+ off the clock. It was promising at the beginning. It went backwards quickly, but got saved at the end. 28-7. And the numbers certainly tell the story. It has been all UCLA. In fact, the only touchdown for ASU, obviously, on special teams when Battle brought it back.
And McNown thus far 10 of 14, 202 and 3 TDs. And he was on fire.
McBride, Ayers, McElroy, Hicks. Those are your touchdown makers so far.
And talk to me about the offensive line. They've been making it go.
Andrzik will boot. Farlow and Redmond are now back, and this is Redmond at the goal line. Redmond looking to go outside. Another big run back to the 40, maybe the 41-yard line. Anthony Cobbs had an angle, and it saved him. J.R. Redmond, all-purpose performer, 41-yard run back.
J.R. Redmond, local guy, Carson, California. Take a look at him. Big-time return guy. He sprained a knee last week against Boise State. He played about 2 quarters, had a couple of returns, and all of a sudden he has a sprained knee, and the knee looks pretty good right now. Anthony Cobbs out of Long Beach Poly there to drag him down.
We're going to knock the UCLA followers back to reality for just one moment. All you got to do...
One step in the right direction.
That's your cover guy on the Bruins magazine for the game today. I'll give you my point about a sobering thought for Bruin fans in just a moment. As Plummer steps back to throw, guns it over the middle, incomplete.
I bet you it's last year's game.
Yeah, you're right. It's got to be. It's got to be not in the back of your mind, but in the front of your mind. Remember last year down in Tempe, UCLA led 27-10 at the half, lost at 37-33.
Yeah, it was interesting last year. They went in at halftime. You got to play 4 quarters of football. Both coaches very aware of that. Right here again, the ball sailing just a little bit on Plummer. Trying to get the ball to 81, Kenny Mitchell.
On second down, quick drop again. Plummer to the outside, got his man. Our first look at Keith Poole, who makes the catch. Javelin Guidry on the coverage. Last year, Keith Poole, 9 catches for 167 yards against the Bruins. Actually scored on a reverse. That play was for 17 yards and a Sun Devil first down.
Bill, I'm a believer. You could drop back to pass every time, look for Keith Poole, and find him. He's going to find a way to get open. He was double covered a year ago, had a huge year. He's still able to pull it off.
Soft hands and good foot speed. Going long. This could be intercepted. And then almost caught by Poole. Wow, that was being tracked by both players. First, Andy Colbert, all 5'8", 167. Who played great last week, by the way, set the tone for the defense against Oregon.
I was going to say Andy Colbert just had a great week last week, forced into play. Check out Plummer's reaction. Oh, Keith, come on, baby. Although Poole's not really a deep threat. He's more of a turn-in guy, a possession-type guy. And even though Lindsey Jackson's out now, he's really the go-to guy.
28-7's our score. 2nd down and 10. Plummer will run. Got room. Bruins have to come up and meet him. Plummer down to the 26-yard line. That's what he does so well. This durable starter. This is his 34th consecutive start at quarterback. Loves to run the football. 1st down, Abdul McCullough stopped him.
17-yard gain on the carry by Plummer. 1st down.
Take a look at the big fella here. Mad Dog, Chad Souter.
Barked like a dog. To the ground. J.R. Redmond seen more time than we anticipated in the early going. Ran out of room early. They'll mark it at the 27-yard line. Brian Wilmer once again leads the charge. He may be one of the only true position players right now on this team. As we mentioned, their responsibilities are so divided and and lined up, and he is an inside linebacker.
He lucked out. Yeah, he lucked out on defense. Honestly, God, he gets to remain in the same position. He is the only guy that's at home.
On 2nd down, Plummer lost one to Poole. He's got it. 1st down inside the 10. He beat Andy Colbert again. And quickly Arizona State moving the football 19 yards, and they'll move the chains for the Sun Devils. Keith Poole.
What a great touch on the pass this time by Jake Plummer. And watch Poole. He's going to move a little movement right, little in. Okay, shake corner right there, and puts Andy Colbert in a bad position. He got caught inside, and Plummer, with his experience, throwing the ball to the outside shoulder, and Poole running right through and making a nice catch.
Keith Poole, 2nd to Keyshawn Johnson in catches last year in the Pac-10. 1st and goal for Arizona State, trying to get back in the game. 2nd quarter. Plummer, hit, down he goes. Had a notion to go for the end zone. Probably a wise move. If he was going to throw it into traffic, either eat it or throw it away. 3rd sack for UCLA. Wilmer and McGee will each get credit.
Dan Juan McGee, who came flying in there. Looked like Weldon Ford might have got the first hand on him. Wilmer and McGee end up cleaning up.
Jake Plummer, 40 touchdowns in his last 21 games. 54 in his career. He wants to add to it right now. Pump fake, throws, Poole. Go ahead, add one more, baby. 55 in his career. Poole touchdown, 15 yards, and ASU gets their 2nd score of the afternoon.
They made it look far too easy right there. Little throw and catch, and we talked about a relationship with McBride and McNown. Right here, Plummer and Poole, they know each other very well. Nice little pump fake here by Plummer.
Isn't it interesting, too, Tom? At the beginning of the game, they were going elsewhere. Now down 3 touchdowns. What does Plummer say? I'm going to my man. I'm going to Poole.
What's interesting to see at halftime, if UCLA makes an adjustment to double cover Poole since Jackson's out of the game.
Good point. Robert Neese adds it. Keith Poole, the score. And it's now 28-14 Bruins.
The silver bullet that's shipped cold to tap the clean taste of the Rockies.
Tap the Rockies.
Good boy.
Focus group members, how can we give this new sports network that Fox attitude?
Let's call it the Trojan Sports Network. More full frontal sports.
Why such a long face?
Go Bruins!
I said Fox attitude.
Get Del Harris to go a little more Hollywood.
Are you talking to me?
Home team's Fox attitude. Starting November 1st, Prime Sports becomes Fox Sports West.
It's a battle of young guns when Pat Barnes and the Cal Bears battle Ryan Leaf and the Washington State Cougars. Saturday, live at 7:15 on Prime Sports. The real season is here. Time for serious hockey. Tune in as Vitaly Yakhmanev and the Kings take on Eric Lindros and the Philadelphia Flyers. Tuesday, starting at 7 with Break the Ice on Prime Sports.
We are back. As the band plays on, 28-14. 7:28 remaining in the second. Next week, it's a battle of young guns on the Pac-10 game of the week. Pat Barnes and those Cal Bears take on Ryan Leaf and the Cougars of Washington State. Our pals Barry Tompkins and Danny White will be on hand to cover all of the action. I think Andre Aldridge will be there too. Next Saturday, live at 7:15 on this regional sports network. A-State set to kick off. Marcus Williams will drive into it. And for UCLA, I don't think this one will be returned. Taking a knee is Jim McElroy. And with 7:28, as mentioned, to go now in the half, Bruins will have it again, and they have been most impressive offensively.
What's a good sign for UCLA on kickoff return, Bill, is to have Jim McElroy back. He returned last week after having been out as a returner a year ago, averaging about 24 yards a return, and he was right up there with the Pac-10 leaders, and that will always give you great field position.
McNown, who only had 2 touchdown throws as opposed to 5 interceptions coming into the game, has 3 touchdown tosses already in this one. With 3 wides in the plan, McNown, quick play action, throws, complete out to the 28-yard line, and it's Derek Ayers again, the 5'10 senior. He beat Damian Richardson, who's an interesting story all in himself, biomedical engineering major, playing in the defensive backfield.
Take a look at Derek Rogers. Again, the play action just will freeze him for a moment. Dan Cotty, I think JC transfer working against him right there, just mirroring him, keeping him out of the fray.
He kept out of the limelight so far, has Rogers. Bruins just looking for the first down, and Walendi's second carry of the game, and his second first down run. Jeremy Statt stopped him along with Brent Bernstein. I haven't mentioned Brent much. He's 6'8" out of his defensive end position. Talk about a wingspan. He could cause Craig some problems before this is done. But Bob Toledo's team has another first down. They have been able, Tom, to move the ball with ease so far. Arizona State hasn't put up a fight yet. Out of the eye. Here's Skip. Hicks bursts out of the middle. Skip Hicks in Arizona State territory. Hicks to the 30, and down he goes. Bust the gut. Skip Hicks, 39 yards, and a Bruin first down. They're on the move again.
Well, on that last snap, Arizona State is playing differently defensively. They're playing man outside, so their corners are locked in. All of a sudden, Skip Hicks breaks the line of scrimmage. The safeties, once again, are way up at the line of scrimmage. They just missed Skip Hicks altogether. He busts through the line, and once again, that UCLA offensive line dominating up front.
And I think he's getting tough yards. He's running well inside now, as opposed to maybe not earlier in the year. Closing in on the century mark for the second week in a row. Skip's already got a touchdown. He leads all Pac-10 runners in touchdowns scored this year, too.
It's not even the third quarter yet. He's not even warmed up like he was a week ago. 153 yards in that third quarter. Skip Hicks, so you see UCLA, when you win on the road, when you go into a hostile environment, they go in, the Ducks are 0-2 in conference play. They had to win last week, and they got slapped. But what ends up happening, the Bruins came together as a team. The offensive line gels. They score some points. Hicks has a big day. They gained a ton of confidence.
Plus, this is the third top 10 team they faced this year, so they have played the quality competition.
Price on the carry.
Terrell Price gets blanketed early by Derek Rogers. As we mentioned, he turns 25 on Tuesday. Was in the Air Force, was in Desert Storm, earned a medal, was a phlebotomist. What does a phlebotomist do? They draw blood. A phlebotomist. There he is. What a great story he is. Hey, Juan Roque couldn't block this guy during spring ball, so they said, hey, Let's change the defense. I think we've got something special here. Second down and 10. Tipped ball incomplete. They wanted Farmer. Tillman broke it up. It'll be third down and 10 for the Bruins with 5:24 remaining in the half. Warm day at the Rose Bowl.
Real warm day, and the turf down there looked terrible.
The Galaxy's beating it up a little.
It looked like the fairway. After you get through with it, there were divots everywhere.
Soccer game was here last night. The Kansas City Wiz and the LA Galaxy. There's your soccer turf. By the way, you Galaxy followers, they won. Whistles. And there'll be no play.
Name one player on the Galaxy.
Jorge Campos.
There you go. I couldn't.
Kobe Jones. You want me to keep going? I think I'll stop there.
Kobe Jones, he was an Olympian, wasn't he?
4 Bruins, Mark Dellin says, on the LA Galaxy.
Well, there you go. There you have it. I know Tim Harris is not playing these days. I see him. He's vice president of the Forum down there.
Here's Bernstein. 7 tackles for losses coming in. 6-8. Hasn't been to a barber in a while. 36-yard line, third down. McNown hit as he throws. Got a man, complete. Eric Scott, first down and more. Down inside the 10-yard line. Actually, they'll mark it right at the 10. Fright Night made the stop, but a 25-yard gain on third down. Hey, this amazes me. Arizona State was 21%. They stopped everybody on third down. They can't do it so far today.
Oh, they've crushed people on third down. This play is amazing because McNown once again takes a huge hit, but they've gone to this play every game, third and long. I can't believe A-State can't game plan against it, but right there, Eric Scott with a big catch.
Tell you what, Jason Simmons is having a nightmare this afternoon. He is being burned every play. Darrell Price going nowhere. They are giving him the business at every opportunity, and he was turned around on that third down.
And I tell you, almost made a huge play on that play before. Derek Rogers was a split second away from crushing McNown. He crushed him, but the ball was already released. But just a huge throw and catch.
28-14. Under 5 minutes to play. In an explosive first half at the Rose Bowl. Bruins looking to go 2-0 in the conference. McNown going to get hit. Down he goes. He's sandwiched at the 22-yard line. Rogers was one of them.
Eric Rogers on the sack for Arizona State.
We'll give him credit. Best pure pass rusher the Bruins might face all year long.
The Sun Devils are bringing the heat right now. They're calling blitz. They're rushing 7 and 8 guys, and what they're saying is, yeah, McNown, you're hot, but are you going to stay hot? Because we're going to keep bringing people. And right there, Derek Rogers coming as hard as he can come. The old trumpet player, high school band.
Playing some sweet music from the D-line. Can the Bruins convert on third again? McNown, complete. But it's going to be short of a first down. Well short. They needed to score, actually. It was first and goal when it was on the 10.
But third and 22, you're not going to ask for too many miracles.
They wanted
in the
a
first
3
half.
there.
You're smart. You move the ball up, and a nice little throw to the tight end, Grebe. You set up your field position for a nice little chip shot by Bjorn Merton.
Who has been very consistent this year. 7 out of 9. Has a long of 50. Justin Segoyan, the hands man.
Gain of 8 on the play. Fourth down for the Bruins. Merton in to try the field goal. Segoyan
31 yards. Let's see if the snap, hold, and kick all work in concert. 31-yard attempt. Merton blocked. Arizona State, 6'8". Brent Bernstein right there to swat it away. And the Bruins deny.
Merton having a little trouble back in Michigan 2 weeks ago with a PAT block. Right there, they've been looking at the films.
So Arizona State bears down. Bruins, no points. It's 28-14 UCLA. See you in a minute.
You, and you
have the right to play sports until the cows come home.
You have the right to assemble.
You have the right to be equipped.
You have the right to free speech.
But anything you say can be held against you.
That's life.
Liberty.
And the pursuit of the goal.
But you don't have the right to remain thirsty.
Not when there's Gatorade.
Because every athlete has the right to be quenched.
These are your rights.
Now get out there and exercise them.
Life is a sport.
Drink it up.
January. You go blind. March. You can see again, but you can't walk. August. You can walk again, but you can't hold your child. December, your hands are working, so you pray. Multiple sclerosis randomly attacks your nervous system. Help us find the answer. The National MS Society, one thing people with MS can count on.
This is where it happened. I was lying in a ditch, face down, trying to breathe. I was lucky. Most people who get thrown from their cars have injuries so serious that their lives are never the same. A lot of them die, and like me, most of them weren't wearing a seatbelt. It's the simplest thing. Please buckle up every time. It can save your life.
Bill McDonald, Tom Ramsey back at the Rose Bowl. Arizona State holds after the block kick. Jake Plummer on first down, incomplete. Wanted Jackson again, threw it behind him and out of bounds. For UCLA, Javelin Guidry was all over him covering. It'll be second down for the Snake.
Well, my theory won't hold up with Lindsey Jackson back in the ball game. They can't double cover Keith Poole, but it's good to see Lindsey Jackson back on the field. Numbers on Plummer?
Yeah, over 100 yards. He's the all-time career passing leader at ASU. It's an interesting note on that after this play, we'll tell you. Plummer almost intercepted. Sean Williams in and out of the hands. It'll be third down. Let me give you that note real quick. Over 7,200 yards right now for Plummer as we'll watch the incompletion. He became the all-time passing leader versus Nebraska, and the two players he passed in that game were there watching, actually doing radio and television.
Danny White, Jeff Van Raphorst, and I'm telling you, that night was a special night. It was
Very
all,
special.
everything was set up the way it needed to be to just bounce the Cornhuskers.
Plummer steps up, throws, incomplete.
Pass intended for Boyer.
And 3 and out, and the Bruins will get another chance here towards the end of the half.
The biggest thing about this game of football, it's an emotionally charged game. You're going to have big upsets. Nebraska's are going to fall, and who knows who else are going to fall. The Cal Bears are 5-0 as well right now. So you take a look. You know, the Bruins right now having a home game against the number 4 team in the land. They're excited.
Lance Anderson averaging 45 a boot. His first is 35 today. And fair catch, great field position at the 47-yard line for the Bruins of UCLA. Paul Guidry holds on to the 31-yard punt. So Anderson well below his seasonal average so far this afternoon at the Rose Bowl.
Talking to the coaches before the game, watching Anderson kick in pregame. He's just sending these bombs up in the air. I went over to the coach. I said, hey, is this what it is during the game? He says, no. I said, Rams, he's a pregame punter.
Although his average says not. But reality says you're right. Yeah. 13 out of 17 is McNown as the field general starts things, setting up shop at the 46. Hicks and Walendi. They're going long, lofting it, incomplete. McElroy one-on-one, and that's Jason Simmons who finally got some good coverage.
That time, Arizona State, they are bringing 9 people. They're one-on-one on the outside on McElroy and Derek Ayers. That time, McNown reading the all-out blitz. A-State really gambling right at midfield with just a little time left in the quarter. I think you don't send an all-out blitzer. I think you let your defense play a little safe football and then get your offense the ball back.
Second down with 2:38 remaining in the half. Make the pitch. McNown goes the other way, incomplete. but the heat is paying off. Another late flag as they tackle Jamal Clark. That'll be an automatic first down.
Call it crazy. Once again, Arizona State in an all-out blitz. Locked up man on the outside. Waiting for the call from Chuck McFerrin.
You would assume that it'll be an automatic first down and interference.
Holding on the defense. 10 yards from the previous spot. First down.
Which would mean a first down
because 10-yard penalty.
The first play was incomplete on the series.
Defensive holding always becomes a first down for the offense. So
you got to consolidate those rules with the pros and the colleges.
Yeah, it is a little confusing. So. Flip on the tube on Sunday.
Or try to make the correct call here on Saturday. Coach Toledo won his conference opener. We mentioned at the top, the first time the Bruins have won their opener since 1990, believe it or not. ASU is 2-0 in the conference. Caden McNown gonna get hit as he throws again, deep and incomplete. Ayers was the intended receiver. No, McElroy was. It was Jimmy Mack.
Boy, they're not going to be denied not trying to get McElroy the ball today.
One reason why he didn't get it last week, Kenny Wheaton was assigned to him, and Kenny Wheaton is one of the best, if not the best, in the conference.
Yeah, Kenny Wheaton, an all Pac-10 performer right there. Fright Night Friedman bearing down on McNown. So A-State just bringing the blitz time after time right now, and UCLA's doing the right thing. In an all-out blitz, the thing you want to do is go after the jugular. You want to throw deep.
Out of the eye, we'll see if Hicks gets the call. Once again, they show blitz, and once again, McNown must deliver, and once again, it's an incompleted pass. Well, this is deja vu all over again, every play. Same thing.
If you're faced with this situation right now, where Arizona State has given you the full repertoire of their blitz, and all-out blitzes, you line up, you max protect, and you send two guys deep. You got to fight fire with fire. Arizona State has made a commitment to them. They are blitzing on every down.
Are they coming again?
Well, they'll come again. They're locked up and man-free. UCLA 3 wideouts out of the gun.
Here they come. McNown, it's picked up. Throws incomplete. McElroy one more time.
Incomplete intended for Jim McElroy, number 85 for the Bruins.
We turned around and almost made a spectacular grab, but Saylor will be called upon to pin down ASU. Courtney Jackson covering. Almost a spectacular catch.
It really was an adjustment when the ball was in midair. But right there, UCLA did do the right thing by sending the ball deep down the field.
Keith Poole's back there, so is Redmond. Saylor, he's going for the corner. He pinned him inside the 5 last time he was in this situation. That was a Sun Devil bounce that time. Took a left-hand turn. I saw the blinker halfway down towards the field, and it took that turn immediately.
McDonald, the kicking game.
Yeah, oh yes, 36 yards, but it will come back out to the 20 for Arizona State. 2:14 remaining and all 3 timeouts here in the first half.
And Arizona State has done a great job with their 2-minute offense throughout the season. They've scored in every game using the 2-minute offense, and they're fantastic. In fact, I don't think they've missed in the red zone all year long.
No, 18 out of 18 now since visiting it one time here this afternoon. We did not mention, though, the Plummer is without his top receiving tight end in Steve Bush. He is out with a knee sprain. And as you can tell, they're not going to the tight end. They only threw one ball last week against Boise State that way, and that hurts their ability to spread it around.
That's a great point, Bill, because Steve Bush allows them to do some other multiple facets of their game offensively.
Plummer throwing, completing about 6 yards to Ricky Boyer, the sophomore, stands 5'8". Sean Williams, who's done a remarkable job for his position this year, learning a whole new position defensively. He stops him and drags him down.
One of the reasons Arizona State is so efficient in their 2-minute offense, they run no huddle throughout the ball game. They'll pick their spots. They'll no huddle. And having a senior quarterback sure helps out.
One that has been a starter since midway through his freshman year. Out of Boise, Idaho, Jake Plummer. Take a break here. Still a couple of timeouts left for Arizona State in the half. They're going to try to move in for some points before we take a break.
Okay, boy. Now, just like I taught you, I want you to open the cooler, and I want you to get me an ice-cold Pepsi. Come on, boy. You can do it. Good boy, good boy. Maybe later we'll play Frisbee.
Hey, big boy. You got another one of those for me?
Oh.
You are my je t'aime.
I love this dream.
Focus group members, how can we give this new sports network that Fox attitude?
Let's call it the Trojan Sports Network. More full frontal sports.
Why such a long face?
Go Bruins!
I said Fox attitude.
Get Del Harris to go a little more Hollywood.
Are you talking to me?
Home team's Fox attitude. Starting November 1st, Prime Sports becomes Fox Sports West.
To have a dream, but never the chance to achieve it. That is perhaps the greatest tragedy in life. The United Negro College Fund exists to bring the dreams of thousands of young people within reach. Hands that yearn to touch lives. We train to heal, to teach, to bless. We encourage souls that hear music to write symphonies and sing anthems. And to those once bound by poverty, we present a wealth of possibilities. When you support the United Negro College Fund, you give more than money. You give dreams that may have died the power to live.
Support the United Negro College Fund. A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
I've had the same friends since I was a little kid. But this year, some of them started playing with these other kids. I guess there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's cool making new friends and all, but they weren't like us. They were, you know, different. And I heard my big brother saying some pretty bad stuff about people like them. But they seemed pretty cool, and we had a pretty good time. So, well, maybe my brother doesn't know everything.
Hey, Carlos, come on, we need you. Don't be afraid. Be a friend.
The revolution from Fox Sports News is almost here, but the secrecy of this immense production has pushed many fans to want it now. To get the stories live, on site, from Fox's 40 local announcer teams, with exclusive nightly reports from over 1,200 games, starting November 1st.
You can't go in
The
there.
revolution in sports news.
I work for Fox on Sundays. What's going on in here?
More Lakers, Kings, and Dodgers news. Fox Sports News on Fox Sports West. We are there.
Bruins up by 2 touchdowns late in the first half. Plummer has a first down. Boyer and run after catch brings it out to the 36-yard line. 9 yards total on that play, and it's a first down. Here's Rocky Long, very intense individuul. See what kind of adjustments he makes, knowing that Plummer will be thinking pass in that second half if the score remains the same.
Well, those are going to mount up for Arizona State in this drive and into the second half.
Boyer in motion. On the roll, Plummer has his man again. Out of bounds at the 39-yard line. I think, though, Tom, one of the biggest misconceptions coming into this game is that Arizona State is a passing team. Nothing could be further from the truth. Only Oregon State ran the ball more last year, and nobody's run the ball more this year in the conference than have the Sun Devils.
I tell you why they get the impression they're a passing team is because they're so efficient passing the ball. Plummer comes in 13 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I mean, every time he's throwing it, it's going for yards and big plays.
And Plummer, the man with the ball, is getting a lot of Heisman hype right now from the Valley of the Sun. That one ricochets off of a Bruin defender, Brian Wilmer. And it'll be a third down play at the 39.
Check out Plummer. They're trying to go to a little tight end, slow release underneath there. They kind of faked a wide screen there, and that's part of game plan for the Bruins, trying to leave home base there. But Plummer doing a nice job staying in the mix.
Here's where you have to try to keep Plummer in the pocket on 3rd down and 7. In there still, throws complete. First down at midfield. Boyer has really been a key in this drive. Andy Colbert was beaten for UCLA.
What ends up happening, Plummer's very patient, senior quarterback. He stays in the pocket. Arizona State has crossing routes to defeat the man coverage that UCLA is using right there in 3rd down situation. And Plummer, as patient as he is, hangs on for Boyer.
Plummer again. Little stutter step. Hit. Sean Williams. Interference. Tell you what, Sean Williams, if he had turned, might have picked that and gone for 6. He was thinking just the receiver, not concentrating and playing the ball at all. Otherwise, I think it would have been an easy pick and score for UCLA. However, it'll go the other way and yardage against the Bruins.
Pass interference on the defense. Automatic first down at the spot of the foul.
Now, if we get a chance to see this again, he's there in plenty of time.
Well, you're right on top of it, because if he watches the ball, he makes a pick. He delivers a knockout to Boyer just before the ball gets there, but that's a flag every time.
That ball was thrown late, and it wasn't on a string either. On first down, incomplete, intended for Poole. Just out of his reach, down at the 32-yard line. 2nd down at the 48. We've got 1:13 remaining in the first half.
I mean, people are going to ask, can Jake Plummer play at the next level? Is he an NFL caliber quarterback? There was some talk about him coming out early a year ago. I really believe, Billy, he's an exceptional player. He's one of the best players in the country because of the efficiency factor. He's not a big guy, but he has the elusiveness to make plays, and he's got a great touch on the ball. You don't have to throw it through a building to play at the next level, but you have to be efficient.
Former coach Terry Donahue last year called him the best player at his position in the conference. Draw play. Hit J.R. Redmond, and he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Damon Smith on the stop.
Arizona State really falls into a nice line of quarterbacks. Arizona State's head, Danny White, Mike Pagel, Jeff Van Raphorst, and some great guys down the line. And right there, the UCLA defense once again sniffing out the run.
I'm going to give you another one. Right now he's a broadcaster, Mark Malone.
Yeah, don't forget about Paul Justin, now an Indianapolis Colt.
Oh, they're going to keep coming to us.
Yes, yes. Paul Justin looks like a linebacker, though. He's about 6'5" and about 240. Plummer, a little more normal-sized guy.
Had 4 touchdowns versus the Ducks this year. That was his best effort as far as that's concerned. And he's a real leader. Jeff Van Raphorst was here before talking to us before the game. Wonderful individual, too, now doing radio for ASU. And he says he has never seen a leader like Plummer is. The whole team revolves around him. That's why they call him the axis of this Sun Devil squad. I want to remind you, it's another big Pac-10 battle for UCLA next week when they head to the Northwest to take on the Huskies of Washington. Jimmy Lambright's team will be ready and willing next Sunday night at 11 on this regional sports network. Steve Fiziak and Dave Norrie will be bringing you the action. Rams and I once again get gypped out of a trip.
Well said.
Yep. 3rd down. Plummer throwing, incomplete. Good coverage. Bruce Snyder fit to be tied. He wanted a flag, not going to get it. Intended for Lindsey Jackson. Anthony Cobbs did have a hand on him, but was he holding? Lindsey Jackson.
Lindsey Jackson races by.
It's
actually,
Guidry.
Guidry right there, but Paul Guidry coming back off a deep thigh bruise. Very similar to what J.J. Stokes had a couple years ago, but Paul Guidry having fully recovered stride for stride that time with Lindsey Jackson.
There's Mr. Practice, Lance Anderson. This is easily his best boot. And into the end zone. Bruins will get it at the 20. And I would be willing to think that they might just run the clock out here with 55 seconds remaining. What do you think? Arizona won't be able to stop it. They're only down to one timeout.
Yeah, I don't think you come out
Arizona
throwing
State,
the football right here because of all the pressure you got in your last series of downs. I think you come out, you may draw them, maybe a draw, see how they're playing, because right now having A-State blitz as much as they did the last series of down, I think you run the ball, see what the coverage is, and then play it from there.
McNown will throw. McNown will go down.
McNown is set.
I think the reason you run on first down, you see what coverage they're playing, you see what they're up to, and if you run a draw, it's much like a pass, but you don't get a sack, and you don't risk the chance of a fumble or an interception.
Yeah, what they said there probably to Cade was, if it's not wide open, take the sack. Yeah, I know. Right or not, that was probably the mindset going in there. Now you'll see a knee by Cade McNown. An inside handoff just as good with 18 seconds remaining. And that will be the first half. And quite an efficient first half for UCLA. 3 touchdown passes, 1 on the ground. Skip Hicks. And they dominate the number 4 team in the country for at least the first 30 minutes.
That's the end of the
To
first
the locker
half.
room they go. After the first half, Bruins 28, Sun Devils 14. Stay with us.
I'll tell you, children, how it was before the skies were freed to fly somewhere.
It reminds you that nothing else is a Pepsi. And by your Southern California Chevrolet Geo dealers, where value is up and prices are down. Our score at the half, a surprise? I think so. UCLA thoroughly thrashing Arizona State, but the Sun Devils showing some signs of thinking about a comeback. And welcome back to the Rose Bowl. Bill McDonald along with Tom Ramsey. Let's concentrate on what's to come, because last year UCLA had a 17-point lead on Arizona State, blew it, lost the game. Different story this year. What's going to happen?
Well, UCLA still has to go back to their original game plan. Rush the football, play action early, but they have to keep the run established, and then they're playing great defensively. Obviously have to continue that.
Let's look at our stats, brought to you by Pepsi for the first half of action.
Boy, look at the passing yards. Bruins 244 yards passing, 337 total. And Billy, the name of the game thus far, 0 turnovers for the Bruins.
Because Arizona State is the best in turnover ratio in the country, or in the Pac-10, and one of the best in the country. Our kickoff, the second half, is brought to you by Original Cools. Well, the first half certainly was a lot of fun. We expect more fireworks here in the second half.
If you like the
Arizona State won the toss at the beginning of the game, deferred, so they'll get the football to start the second half, moving left to right. Here we go. Andrzik drives it through the end zone. Arizona State will start at the 20-yard line. And Jake Plummer will bring them out. Now, towards the end of the half, Plummer was starting to get in sync a little bit with Poole and Jackson, who we feared might have been lost for the game. But if he's 100%, those are 2 real fine targets for Plummer to zone in on in the second half. Your comparison for the quarterbacks, well, McNown just started out sensationally. It was brilliant in that first quarter. And it carried over. Plummer immediately finds Keith Poole. 9 catches last year against UCLA, and he's just starting to warm up now. 13 yards on the first play of the second half.
Yeah, Keith Poole can play all day long, backyard throw and catch. Jake Plummer comes out early, establishes that he's healthy and arm is warmed up.
First down out at the 33-yard line for Arizona State. Bruins bringing some people, and it's the fullback, Jeff Hall,
the ball carrier,
who's down from about 250 to 235 this year. Doesn't carry much. There's one of the, well, I don't know the word I'm looking for. Most annoying mascots in the country, maybe?
Aren't they all annoying?
I don't know. Sparky, I think, might be one of the most annoying.
They're all annoying.
Unless, of course, you went to school down in Tempe, then you just love a little spark.
Sparky.
Plummer, over the middle, incomplete. Poole had it, missed it. But give some credit to the UCLA defense and Sean Williams, who was there to try to wrestle it away. Here we go with our first of a bunch of big third downs in the second
You
half.
see another short set drop by Plummer, 3- and 5-step drop all day long. The only time they're going to get to a deep drop is in a play action situation. Partly the reason we're all talking West Coast offense these days, but they want quick rhythm, quick hitting passes. They don't want to take a sack. Very similar to what UCLA does on offense as well.
Plummer with 3 wides and a single set on 3rd down and 8. Ball just over the 35-yard line. There's a quick drop. Got his man complete inside Bruin territory down to the 43. That's Lindsey Jackson. He is going to be, Tom Ramsey, I'm going to make a prediction here. He is your next big impact receiver in the Pac-10. An all-conference performer in the years to come.
You are not going to get an argument from me, only agreement, because Lindsey Jackson not only catches the ball, he has showed great resiliency and toughness, Bill, coming back from an ankle injury early on, and he lit up the first quarter as well.
The running game has got to get going for Arizona State, however, and Terry Battle, the hottest of the trio that shuttle in and out there. Once again, not a lot of room to run. Battle has been absolutely flying the last 2 games. Breaking tackles and running through people, not so far here this afternoon. Here's your time of possession. Actually, UCLA, for most of the year, has done well in that department, if you're into that kind of thing.
Yeah, they have, and I'll tell you what, that is staggering, considering the first half. That's a 2-1 margin right there. The Bruins did a great job mixing it well. All their play calling.
Poole has got another one down to the 19-yard line. Shades of 95. This is set up for another second half Arizona comeback.
I've always said time of possession may be one of the most deceiving statistics, though, because of the quick strike capabilities of Arizona State. They return a kickoff. They don't even run a play offensively. Again, they run a couple plays right there. Poole running a thin post, and that time Plummer just putting it right on the mark.
ASU and Plummer 20 yards and another first down. Give it to J.R. Redmond, and he runs into a stone wall. There's just nothing there on the ground. Quick injury updates. Michael Martin will not return neck strain, so Battle and Farlow and Redmond will get the work at tailback. Battle is going to be hampered by an ankle sprain, but he's testing it so far early in the half.
And they're going to miss Michael Martin because he's the between the tackle guys. When you need a tough yard, 2 or 3 yards, Michael Martin was the go-to guy. He's had a great year thus far, 93 carries, 471 for over 5-yard average, but hey, they got to go with Battle and Farlow.
Plummer going for the touchdown. Got it! Touchdown, Arizona State, and Keith Poole. 17 yards, and with the kick, Arizona State will be back and only down by a touchdown.
You mentioned Lindsey Jackson earlier as being one of the guys that's gonna be a great player. Well, right now, the current great player in the Pac-10 in terms of receivers is this guy right here, Keith Poole, and he makes it look easy. He goes up and over Javelin Guidry for the touchdown, and just another 6-pointer for the Sundowns.
Yeah, that guy, Keith Poole, has led the conference in yards per catch 2 straight years. He's good, and it's now 28-21 UCLA.
Light, the silver bullet. It's shipped cold to tap the cool taste of the Rockies. Tap the Rockies, Coors Light.
When I was young, I discovered music and practiced to become a musician. Later, I joined the Navy and became an officer and learned about discipline and teamwork and doing your best. Then playing pro ball, the dream of a lifetime. These are the things I love. These are my choices. But none of them would have come true if I hadn't made an important decision a long time ago. I don't do drugs. That's what's worked for me. Think about it.
We are back. The Pac-10 Conference. UCLA, Arizona State, 28-21 now. And Marcus Williams will kick off for ASU to Keith Brown and Jim McElroy. This one is returnable. At the 6, McElroy. Right up the middle, got room. McElroy with a burst of speed. McElroy can't cut it to the outside. Nevertheless, he's out to the 41-yard line, a 35-yard return for UCLA, where they'll set up shop. Marcus Soward, the cornerback, stopped him.
Well, just one more way to put the ball in Jimmy McElroy's hands. A year ago, very strong in all-purpose yards, kickoff returns, and you see he just got tripped up over his own man right there, but McElroy, very dangerous returning kicks, and once again, the pendulum shifts the momentum to UCLA with a big, strong return.
Out of the I formation, give the ball up the middle, Skip Hicks, maybe a yard or two. Is that the way to combat this all-out rush? This is what we have to look for, too. Will the blitz be coming every play?
Well, the blitz is going to be coming a lot, but one of the things you have to do, you have to establish your ground game again. So when you do come to a play action, they bite and they come up a little bit, because if they're blitzing all out, it's going to make your passing game very difficult. Although in an all-out blitz, if you get past the line of scrimmage, sometimes a run, a quick hitter is the best play you can dial up.
No gain on the play. McNown, incomplete, batted away at the line of scrimmage. He wanted Walendi coming out of the backfield, but Bernstein, once again, we mentioned the height, 6'8", knocks it down.
And Bernstein got a great push on the pocket that time. He just pushes his man and uses his physical abilities to push the pocket and then get those big wingspan arms up, like you said. Oh, it's 6'8", 290.
Wonder if you cut the hair, you lose the strength. 3rd down and 10. Out of the shotgun, McNown. Good protection this time. Now it collapses. He had time. Give credit to the secondary. Aubrey Battle with the sack. He had time to throw. And he actually got hit around the ankles, and that hurt him.
Yeah, it is a coverage sack. McNown doing the wise thing, not making a hasty throw into coverage. Right there, the pocket just collapses that time on top of it.
Chris Saylor back to punt, and Arizona State will get the football and an opportunity to tie this game. Low spinner, J.R. Redmond. That's not like him. He usually likes to come up and field it no matter where it is. Ball squirts out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. 38-yard effort by Saylor. 1st down now for Arizona State.
You talked about Bernstein losing the strength if he got his grill cut. I don't know, did you lose yours this week, Bill? Strength.
Yeah, I know. Plummer, 208 yards now, a couple of touchdowns.
At the Arizona State 28-yard line. Plummer is the quarterback.
15 for 25. And on 1st down at the offset eye. The snake throws, incomplete. Bruins had that well covered, intended for Jeff Paul. Sean Williams moved quickly from his position in the secondary to cover that play. 2nd down and 10.
Rocky Long. I always wonder what Rocky Long would be doing if he wasn't coaching on a Saturday afternoon. What could he go and release on? Huh? Just a slightly intense.
To say the least. Motivational defensive coordinator, to say the least also. Boyer and Zach Romero were there. That was Zach Romero who got popped. Romero just has 1 catch this year. Kendall there also. Paul Guidry the stop. 3rd down and 10 for Arizona State. UCLA, this starts a string for them and Rocky Long against teams that are 13-1 combined. So the Rose Bowl hopes of UCLA rest on these next 3 weeks. Incomplete! Intended for Poole, and Javelin Guidry got the fingernail in. Wow. It'll be a punting situation for the Sun Devils.
Or you think they're going to a guy has a command on the reception area. Keith Plummer really dialing into him, but that time Poole doesn't give him a good picture. Javelin Guidry actually comes flat across the field and cuts off all angles and makes a great play.
So deceptive with his foot speed. Van Rapport's called it good game speed that Poole has, and he showed it there to separate himself a little bit. Anderson drives Guidry back to the 18-yard line. Here comes Paul, up the middle he goes now. Gonna get racked and hurt back down at the 18-yard line, but forward progress should move it up to about the 21. 52-yard boot and a 3-yard return. This is the Rose Bowl, and we're back in a minute.
Life equals sport. Equals thirst. Equals Gatorade. Equals life is a sport. Drink it up.
Perry Ellis, fine men's clothing, sportswear, tailored clothing, dress shirts, ties, and accessories. Perry Ellis, a tradition in menswear.
Getting advance permission from landowners is not only courteous,
Appreciate your call yesterday. Well, I appreciate you letting us hunt here.
it's a requirement of safe and responsible hunting. Because hunting safety isn't inherited, you have to teach it.
For more information on hunter education in California, call 916-653-1235.
The real season is here. Time for serious hockey. Tune in as Vitaly Yakmanev and the Kings take on Eric Lindros and the Philadelphia Flyers. Tuesday, starting at 7 with Break the Ice on Prime Sports. It's a shootout at the pond with Teemu Selanne and the Mighty Ducks taking on John LeClaire and the Philadelphia Flyers. Wednesday night, starting at 7 with Ducks on Ice on Prime Sports.
In front of a crowd we're estimating at around 65,000 on a beautiful October day here in Pasadena. Two Pac-10 powerhouses going at it. UCLA and Arizona State, both undefeated coming in the conference. Here we go with 10:41 remaining in the third. Bruins first and 10 at the 21. Put it away to Skip Hicks. Skip Hicks at the 30. Trying to bowl over a man, gets out to the 34-yard line. Jason Simmons got run into, hat on hat right there. Skip Hicks, though, another first down run for the Bruins.
Well, I tell you, once again, the front three, the center and two guards, Andy Myers, Chad Sauter, Sean Stewart, double team. Ferris gets a nice block right there on 94, Bernstein.
Hicks has 106 yards. Last week, the Bruins rolled up 303. Their best effort since the Stanford game last year. Remember that one? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar ran absolutely wild. Here's Hicks again, working that same side, looking for the chain. He's going to be very close. Knocked out of bounds at the 42-yard line. He's a couple short of the first down. Nevertheless, a wonderful first down game.
And speaking of Abdul-Jabbar, a year ago, rushing for over 200 against this Arizona State defense. And again, it shows that you just have to be persistent. You have to stay, and you got to play 4 quarters of football.
Well, in that game last year, remember the Bruins came in, they had won 4 in a row. They were in the top 25. They had never lost at Sun Devil Stadium. They gained over 500 yards, but turned it over 4 times.
Yeah, and they turned the ball over at the costly moments of the 4th quarter.
If they can avoid that, they got a better shot here today to pull the upset. McNown fires, Farmer, complete. Arizona State territory, and he's just churning and rolling down to the 48-yard line. Damian Richardson, the tackle. 11 yards for UCLA.
Right there again, you see it, first down passing. You go to a slot, no one's playing on Danny Farmer, right on his nose. He has Damian Richardson playing off him about 10 yards. He catches a ball, makes a nice little turn move, and he gets up the field for about 5 more. Danny Farmer doing a nice job running catch.
We'll see if this offensive line, which you've been extolling throughout, can wear down Arizona State a little bit like they wore down Oregon last week. McNown again, quick hitter. Eric Scott, he's really spreading it around well this afternoon, Tom. I think that's one of the keys, too. Not zoning in and dialing in on any one receiver.
The Bruin receiving corps has really gained their health back. They started off the season in kind of the mash unit. McBride was hurt, Ayers was hurt, McElroy was hurt. Those are your top 3 guns. Of course, Rodney Lee played some against Tennessee, but he's a young guy. Eric Scott has been healthy, but he's not an every down guy. You got to mix and match. And of course, Danny Farmer with a big 88-yard reception against the Volunteers.
Second and 3. Sorry, Tom. Wide open is Craig Willendi, and he's got another first down to the 34-yard line. Fright Night Mitchell Friedman hustled over to run him out of bounds. It was a good drive, another first down.
I was just going to say Farmer was relatively quiet since, but all of a sudden you see the Bruins move in the pocket. They do things like this, which is move the pocket, play action, spin the ball out to the fullback, Willendi. He's able to gain another first down, 2 passes.
And anytime you get the ball to the fullback in any way, shape, or form, it's going to be a surprise because he does not play a key role in this UCLA defense. So an element of surprise in that aspect. On first down, Skip Hicks buries the shoulder and gets down to the 33.
Hicks with the ball.
Once again, the second-team all-conference performer Friedman stops it.
And no one will forget last year's UCLA-Oregon game here at the Rose Bowl when Jelks, the big fullback out of Oregon, and remember who was calling plays there? Al Borges. He does not forget about the fullback, and he is going to include him. They're going to get the ball to him on runs and pass plays.
8 minutes, 40 seconds remaining. Clock's moving. Third quarter, 28-21, UCLA. They've led throughout most of the game. On second and 9, quickly, Clark's got it. Clark down to the 20. Look at him rumble. Clark down to the 11-yard line. First down, UCLA. He carried Friedman 10 yards, 22 yards for Jamal.
UCLA has a game planned fantastically right here. It's another middle blitz. It's a quick read. McNown and Clark, watch it right there. He gets a middle blitz, and all of a sudden nobody's home in the middle. And Fright Night Friedman trying to throw the club on, looks like Clubber Lang trying to take down Jamal Clark, and he'll have none of it.
You get a first down without a touchdown here. First and 10 on the 11. No play. Remember when the Bruins were down here in the first half and they proceeded to march backwards with regularity until they had to hook up on a 3rd and 33 play for a touchdown.
Dead ball. False start. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
The penalty marks the ball back to the 16-yard line.
First down for UCLA and 15. I think one of the reasons why UCLA is playing better today is they are practicing better. That is such a key element to this team. That they were not crisp in practice early on in the year. They're getting better at that, and it's carrying over to the games. First down. McNown throws it away. Hit as he throws. And that was a good play. Although it was an obvious ground to all that know, he didn't take the sack.
Tillman's the free guy off the corner going unblocked, and you're going to see McNown sees him right away, but Tillman just coming full speed. You're right, Bill. He gets a gratis call by Chuck McFerrin, the referee, but McNown able to get the ball off just in time. I'm still surprised at his resiliency. He stays healthy after getting knocked around like a pinball.
One of the toughest quarterbacks I've ever seen, and he's 6'1" on a good day. Second and 15. Pump. End zone. Almost McBride on the tip. Wow. Mitchell Friedman the tip, and McBride just striding ahead.
A real dangerous throw that time because they were in man-free. Friedman's hanging in the middle of the field. He never bites on the pump fake. So he's sitting in the middle of the field. Watch him. He's just hanging back, playing center field. He goes up, he throws Clubber Lang up for the big tip. McBride almost able to come down with it.
A tremendous amount of air on that throw, but he needed it to try to get it down to McBride.
I know I've made light of that cast, Friedman's, where he actually has a broken finger. Still playing, though, in pain.
UCLA 6 out of 11 on third down. They need to get to the 1. Here comes the blitz. Cade Corner, McBride, incomplete, flag down, interference. Marcus Sauer's going to get ticketed. That initial step away from the blitz made that play possible.
Boy, A-State's third down defense today has just been
awful.
Awful. Thank you.
Well, for a team coming in.
Pass interference on the defense. Foul was in the end zone. Ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. First down.
To put it simply, only 1 out of every 5 times do you convert on this team normally.
Yeah, I mean, it is horrible. The play is an incompletion if there's no coverage, because the ball actually carries McBride out of bounds, but it is a catchable ball. Soured once again, flagged.
They will call it a conversion, which means it's 7 out of 14. So 50% of the time UCLA is getting the first. They've got 4 cracks at it from the 2. First, Skip Hicks. Touchdown UCLA! Skip Hicks' second touchdown of the afternoon.
This game is living up to its billing. A-State comes in with a very potent team offensively and defensively, although right now their defense is getting pushed all over the field, but the UCLA fans are getting into this game. I tell you what, the Bruins punch it through once again. Great blocking coming down blocking. Jamal Clark, Overhauser right tackle, just opening up a huge hole.
Merton, good. Hicks, 2-yard run, 117 yards on the afternoon, and 2 touchdowns for Skip Hicks. There's a flag on the kick. So we'll keep it right here till we get the call. Skip Hicks on the year now, 8 touchdown runs. Best in the conference.
On the offense, 15-yard penalty. Replay the.
Well, we'll replay the kick, of course. Merton now will be pushed back. It'll be about a 30-yard field goal or 30-yard extra point, akin to a 30-yard field goal coming up.
15-yard penalty for personal foul against UCLA.
Maybe even more. He's going to have about 37 yards to negotiate here.
Between 30-39, he's about 70% for his career. So
we'll get it exactly right, and we'll call it 35 yards. Never throwing a bunch of numbers out at you. Well, of course, now no gimme. This one not in the leather. Bert, this is an extra point, and he misses. How large will it loom? It's a 13-point lead with 7:28 remaining in the third quarter. Skip Hicks. Pay dirt.
Your cheating heart will make you weep. You'll cry and cry and try to sleep, but sleep won't come. Your cheating heart will tell on you.
The revolution from Fox Sports News is almost here, but the secrecy of this immense production has pushed many fans to want it now, to get the stories live, on site, from Fox's 40 local announcer teams, with exclusive nightly reports from over 1,200 games, starting November 1st.
You can't go in
The revolution in sports news.
Hey! I work for Fox on Sundays! Come on! What's going on in there?
More Lakers, Kings, and Dodgers news. Fox Sports News on Fox Sports West. We are there.
We move to further action. in the fourth quarter. It's now 3rd and 17, ball on the 37, 13.5 minutes to play. UCLA, 3rd down, McNown, lots of yards to get. Can he throw? He does! Almost intercepted. Pat Tillman will be thinking about that one if the Sun Devils lose. Derek Rogers put the heat on McNown and Tillman.
All I can say, McNown hangs in the pocket great. All of a sudden he breaks free, and then someone comes up. Rogers just lights him up, and the ball is just a free ball. Tillman, as you said, some of that hair flew in his eyes.
Chris Saylor to kick. Redmond, 22-yard line. He's just absolutely crushed by Philip Ward.
Phil Ward just throws the flipper out.
Oh, the elbow.
He just throws the
arm.
Flipper.
42-yard kick, 1-yard return. That, however, was a huge series for Arizona State. Remember, they were punting from their own 1-yard line.
41-yard kick by Taylor.
Big trouble. Watch Philip Ward.
Watch Philip Ward just throw the bone on him right here. Boom!
Ding dong.
Look out, Jimmy McElroy. Philip Ward's in town. Throwing the bone.
13:24 remaining. UCLA up 2-2 on the year, 1-0 in the conference.
Ward's another guy, Billy, 2 years ago, 12.5 tackles for loss of 7.5 sacks. He's playing well right now. He's really playing well. The Michigan game, even though they got worked defensively, had 2 big interceptions, 1 return for a touchdown. The only points besides a field goal for the Bruins, but Phil Ward really has elevated his game.
He's not getting the sacks that you might have expected him to get, but in this defense, he's making the big plays that he has to. I think maybe that's a surprise that his sack total is down. We expected maybe a little bit more out of him than that, but it goes with the philosophy and the scheme of the defense.
Phil Ward likes to warm up until that final regular season game of the year, because he's the Trojan killer. He gets 2 sacks in the first series against them every year. Phil Ward sees 2 INTs versus Michigan.
Speaking of USC, they get Arizona State in Tempe next week. USC is winning those Jekyll and Hyde teams. One week looks great, the next week extremely ho-hum. But they are capable of giving Arizona State
I'll tell you what,
a big game and winning.
SC had problems with Cal's rush. They're going to have bigger problems with ASU's pressure on the quarterback.
Down 13. Jake Plummer. Quick drop as always. Keith Poole. Hit by Sean Williams, but Poole just gets right up and says, all right, I got a first down, no problems. Paul Guidry was there also. Still nicked up a bit. They wanted to get about 30 plays out of Paul this afternoon.
Once again, the slant route, very simple, man in the flat, man running across a quick slant. Sean Williams throwing the ball too on Poole.
11 yards into the Philip Ward. Goes down. In motion. Devin Kendall. J.R. Redmond. Schneider's not going to give up on it yet. The running game has been not anticipated to death, but it's just a matter of fact.
I'm surprised, really and truly. You have to just be very conscious of time. If you're an offensive-minded football behind by 13, you got to pick up the pace. You can't waste time. You got to pick it out. No, why not go plays from the line of scrimmage? You got to see the quarterback can make all the calls.
Ricky Boyer in motion. Slip screen. The Bruins snipped that one out, though. Second time they've tried that. Remember the first time Jackson ran free for about 20. This time he was converged upon and never even got a chance to catch the football. Philip Ward tipped it. And a 3rd down play. Plummer looks to the sideline. 3 out of 10 on 3rd down. The senior leader. far down to the 42-yard line. And he tucked it under very quickly, Tom Ramsey, as if he knew that that's what he wanted to do. 20 yards and a first down.
Plummer, being a senior quarterback, knows how far he has to go for the first down. He hits his 5th step. All of a sudden, first choice is not there. He knows it's man under once again. He's taken off. He's running. He does a great job getting up the field, getting as much yardage as he can. He gets down. Not too many hits.
Ball at the Bruin, 42.5. You set it down for ASU. Plummer, once again, up the middle. Nothing's there, and then he just gets absolutely smothered by Dan Juan McGee. That time the pocket was more compact and didn't have any room to escape from.
Yeah, Plummer tries once again to hang in the pocket for as long as he can with Dan Juan McGee, another Long Beach Poly guy right there, just to bring the hammer on Plummer's head.
Loss of a couple. Second down and 12 with 11.5 remaining. Dan Juan is ready again. The 6'2 junior. Boyer again in motion. And once again, the running game is loses yardage. The reason why they put the man in motion just about every play is they want to try to identify the defense that UCLA is in. It is such a disguising type defense, very difficult to read. They're trying to give Plummer that much more help.
Yeah, the defense is very intricate right there. Rocky Long, the D coordinator. You see how many different calls there are. He's making a call for every level, D-line, linebackers, DBs.
Third down and 13. Plummer will roll and throw. Intercepted UCLA down at the 22. Javelin Gentry with the huge play, and the Bruins take over.
Plummer's very dangerous on the run. Very dangerous. You're going to see he's forced out of the pocket once again, and he just tries to whistle it down the field. And Javelin Gentry just all over Lindsey Jackson.
Yeah, this is a forced job right here by Plummer.
Yeah, Dan Juan McGee takes the high route and really puts the pressure on him.
22-yard line.
Looks like Anthony Cobbs was over there as well.
First interception of the year for Javelin Gentry. Out of the eye, UCLA. Up the middle goes Hicks.
Hey, make sure with the coach. Yeah, he said. Coach Toledo just said I'm nice play. Yeah, nice play. Hey, you don't think it was a nice play? I thought your brother. She ain't it. You ain't it. Good job, man.
Banter going on.
Strong side guy goes first.
We got a timeout. 10 minutes remaining. 34-21. Another turnover. That's one thing UCLA has done well today, taking care of the football against the #1 team in turnover ratio in the conference, Arizona State. And it's Tillman who's hurt, but he doesn't appear to be that bad.
Really ill afford to lose right at this juncture of the game, too, the way he's played all day.
Been the #1 guy defensively. Second down, 7. Rustin on the 25 of UCLA. Now might be checking off. He will give it again to Hicks.
Skip Hicks with the ball.
27-28 yard line. Von der Ahe, saw him go out, shaken up before, but he's back in the lineup too. Von der Ahe originally went to Iowa, transferred back to JC. Skip gets to go back. You know, we didn't really elaborate on the fact that Skip Hicks got roasted in print. Something that you questioned, quite honestly. It could backfire on a coaching staff, but I think it really did help to motivate Skip.
No question. He not only got the motivation from the coaches through the print, I think he got a little peer pressure as well.
Which is probably just as effective or more.
But more so, Skip Hicks is a seasoned player in this program. He demands of himself.
Proud guy.
I think
proud
more
guy.
importantly, he looked internally and said, hey, I know I got to pick it up, and I will pick it up. And he came through with flying colors.
And coming through with flying colors, the ASU defense, when they needed 3 and out, they get it. Now, special teams has to come through for UCLA. They've had a propensity to allow big run backs at the most inopportune times this season.
Frank Gantz, that's the name I'm looking for. Remember Frank Gantz, he became a head coach in the NFL. He was a kicking guru, much like my partner, Bill McDonald.
4th down and 5. Saylor. J.R. Redmond takes it at the 30. Good coverage. Great coverage. 43-yard punt, and the return is absolutely nada. Nothing. Back with more in a minute. 8:20 to play.
I've been around this land of ours from sea to shining sea. And if it stands for anything, it's that every man is free. Free to roam from city to city, to ride the open range. Free to come and go at will, to grab hold of the reins. But if you want to see the country in its glory and its pride, you've got to have a trusty mount that's always ready to ride.
Who doesn't want to make the world a little safer? Safer schools, safer homes, even safer cars. The new Camry features dual airbags and a reinforced passenger cabin. We're making the world a safer place, one new Camry at a time. The new Camry, smarter, more confident, more affordable than ever.
Light, the silver bullet. It's shipped cold to tap the creamy taste of the Rockies. Tap the Rockies, Coors Light.
Everybody's got to suck it up. Everybody got to suck it up. Can't have any footing down, all right? Let's go. Play hard. Play hard. Okay? Got to make some first down.
Moments ago, Coach Bob Toledo to the offense as they rest and wait. He picks a couple of touchdowns, grinding it out this afternoon.
This first down, when they go back on offense, they just need to control the clock.
Palmer in trouble again. Chase, still Chase, and dives out towards the 40-yard line. Got a great spot out of that, out to the 39-yard line. Pete Holland, in vain, trying to run him down. Watch this chase by Holland. It's a long one.
Plummer breaks a little too soon right here. Michael Wiley coming from behind. And Pete Holland there to race him down. Weldon Ford, of course, chasing him down.
Clock stops with 8:10 to play. ASU needs 2 touchdowns. Redmond, first big run of the afternoon. And it's not all that big, but it is 11 yards and a first down. But one of the first moments of any sort of room in a hole for the running game for Arizona State. Brian Wilmer made the stop for UCLA.
It wasn't quite like the track meet we had in the first quarter. Right now, Arizona State going to the no huddle.
First down throw maybe by Plummer. Instead, he's out there exposing himself once again down to the 40-yard line where Saranga gets him. And I think it's a first down, which plays into the hands twofold for ASU. They get a new set of downs, plus the clock will stop. Now they're going to bring the chains over and measure.
Again, Plummer forced out of the pocket. Michael Wiley, Sarah High, who got some snaps a week ago as well.
I think UCLA is going to need more points to win this football game. Be it 3 or 7. I think Plummer's got a couple of touchdowns left in him. I don't know if he's got any more than 2, but the Bruins sitting at 34 doesn't look that comfortable right now. 34-21, 7:47 remaining.
I don't think they need more points. I really don't.
Okay.
I think the points are sufficient right now.
You need a bunch of first downs.
You need to get the chains rattling just a little bit. You got to get those guys who love to just stand over there and watch the game, holding those flag sticks. You got to get them running a little bit and sweating, so they're not enjoying the game.
It's all a moot point right now because the Bruins don't have the football. It's all up to Plummer and the offense. Here's your yardage, greatly in UCLA's favor. Boyer the spin. Another spin and down to the 23. Ricky Boyer. Glenn Tompkins finally 17 yards later. First down.
Yeah, check it out. This is what happens on the defense sometimes. Wazwa-Sarenko comes in a little high on Boyer and just flat out misses him. And Glenn Tompkins comes in, breaks down under control, and makes a good tackle.
Plummer again wants the end zone. This time he's got it. Touchdown, Arizona State. Kenny Mitchell. Great throw. Let's not take anything away from the catch, but it's just a great throw and catch. Yeah, right there. Had to be there.
Kenny Mitchell, he's a huge talent. He's also the number 3 receiver for Arizona State, but he's a guy who's going to come onto the scene as well in the coming years. Only a sophomore, 6'3", 200-pounder.
Plummer will hold.
What a throw.
Robert Neese. And he bangs it through. And it's a 6-point lead. I'm telling you, Rams, they're going to need more points. Mitchell, the touchdown.
You, and you have the right to play sports until the cows come home.
You have the right to assemble.
You have the right to be equipped.
You have the right to free speech.
But anything you say can be held against you.
That's life.
Liberty.
And the pursuit of the goal.
But you don't have the right to remain thirsty.
Not when there's Gatorade.
Because every athlete has the right to be quenched.
These are your rights.
Now get out there and exercise them.
Life is a sport.
Drink it up.
It's hard to imagine hope in scenes like these. And yet, in the poorest countries throughout the world, hope somehow survives in the hearts of little children. You can see it in the wonderful pictures they draw. Making that hope a reality is what Child Reach sponsorship is all about. Clean water, schools, food, medicine, the basic tools for a better life, created in partnership with families and communities overseas who are determined to help themselves. If you'd like to find out how you can help make a needy child's hopes and dreams come alive, call Child Reach at 1-800-289-5900. Child Reach sponsorship. It works.
UCLA football is being brought to you by Southwest Airlines. With their Solo, you have the freedom to go places. By Coors Light, ship cold to bring you all that is great about the Rockies. Tap the Rockies with Coors Light. Bruins are going to have to go for at least a couple more first downs.
Yeah, you see what happens. Arizona State going to the no huddle and the quick strike capabilities of Plummer.
Williams, good kick. Bruins get it at the 20. McElroy says, I'm not going anywhere. I'm down in it right here. Scoring drive, 57 seconds. When they needed it most, they got it quickly. 5 and 69. Now the UCLA Bruins up 6 and hanging on. And the nightmarish thoughts of last season dancing in their heads.
Well, this is when, this is fourth quarter football. This is what it's all about.
Yeah, your championship team.
Yeah. And when you're ahead, you have to be able to run the football effectively at this juncture of the game.
Skip Hicks is the man that would run it too. He's the lone setback, and he'll get the call. Fumble! And Arizona State's got it, I believe. Unbelievable stuff. ASU right there living a charmed life because nobody laid a hand on Hicks.
Once again, the prognosticator is right. Billy, they're gonna need more points, and I was wrong. Right here, it's a stretch play. Just stretching the defense. Cade goes as far as he can, and he hits the elbow pad of Skip Hicks, and Sparky recovers. Actually, Damian Richardson there for the Sun Devils. Got a Bruin down. Try and get the number for you.
Down at the 20-yard line, it might be Hicks.
Hicks probably trying to get the ball and just overwhelmed by that sea of Sun Devil defenders going after it.
And we talked about the ability that UCLA had going for them of not turning the ball over, protecting it. And then they turned it over without being hit.
And you know what? They fell into the trap. Arizona State, this is how they beat Nebraska. They turn the ball over, they put the pressure on them defensively, and they come after you and they maul you. Right here, crunch time of the game. It's fourth quarter football. Loose ball on the ground. Look at him. He gets bonked on the head. He gets kicked right here. Oh, he gets kneed. Yeah, I think it was
Rogers.
Derek Rogers' knee. Exactly. The high white socks are back. Skip already had a little problem with a little concussion down in Knoxville on the second series of downs down there, and he's having a lot of problems right there.
Skip Hicks is done for the day. I'll tell you that right now. He is hurting. That was a major league kick to the back of his head right there for Skip. And, I mean, we shouldn't even downplay this injury. It's a scary, scary injury.
And Derek Rogers, you saw him. He was like clearing a 110 high hurdle, and his knee just really ravaged the back of Hicks's helmet. You saw like a whiplash effect, and just then you saw Skip trying to walk off under his own power, and basically his knees buckled.
7:17 left. They've brought out a bit of a wheelchair for him, but he will go off right now. Skip Hicks to the sideline. UCLA still on top.
Here we go! Hey!
Autobahn, Lord of the Highways. Do you think you have what it takes to tame me? Do you? Try me. I dare you.
The all-new ES 300. The road is calling. Answer it.
Come back. I let you win that time.
Are you ready for college football? Prime Sports is. We've got a schedule loaded with over 50 games this fall. We'll continue to bring you the best Pac-10 conference has to offer with the Pac-10 Game of the Week. And this year, we'll cover the new Big 12 Conference, featuring teams like Texas, Colorado, and Nebraska. All of this, plus the Conference USA Game of the Week. If you're ready for college football, then you're ready for Prime Sports.
Everything we expected. Now Jake the Snake Plummer leads his team out. First play on the ground, not much. J.R. Redmond. The carry down to about the 15-yard line where Dan Juan McGee has it. Now Skip Hicks just went out a moment ago being administered to. However, the way he wobbled or tried to wobble to his feet leads me to believe for safety reasons and for the young man's health, there's no way he's coming back in. Second and 10. He wants to throw. Back to Plummer. He's open. Got it at the 10. The Snake looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona State. chance for the lead.
J.R. Redmond, it's not surprising to see the tables turn given all the momentum shifts of this game. J.R. Redmond once again showing his versatility. All of a sudden we're saying, hey, pass, pass. Check it out though, he throws back to the quarterback. And Plummer just makes himself a great runner. Watch him dive over and get the ball in the end zone.
Kick is good. And the Sun Devils have battled back just like they did last year. And they lead the Bruins 35-34 with 6:33 remaining. And you don't think these guys have some confidence? Redmond to the quarterback, and the Snake does just that into the end zone, and the lead don't go away.
Coors Light, the silver bullet. It's shipped cold to tap the clean taste of the Rockies.
Tampa Rockies, Coors Light.
It's a shootout at the pond with Teemu Selanne and the Mighty Ducks taking on John LeClaire and the Philadelphia Flyers. Wednesday night starting at 7 with Ducks on Ice on Prime Sports. The real season is here. Time for serious hockey. Tune in as Vitaly Yakmanev and the Kings take on Eric Lindros and the Philadelphia Flyers. Tuesday, starting at 7 with Break the Ice on Prime Sports.
Number 85, Jim.
The character of the ASU team has been tested, and they've passed it. How about the UCLA team? Williams kicks. And is he pumped? That hit the goalpost.
Yeah. Yes, it did. Pretty good shot.
Guess what, Tom? They're going to need more points to win this game.
Yes, I'm convinced of that now, Bill. Well, after the quick strike touchdown to Mitchell, I said, well, the prognosticators were right once again. I felt at that time the UCLA defense was playing so well that they could have stopped them there, but you really felt as though ASU was going in for a score, and they did.
They showed the confidence, but it was the turnover that did them in last year and could turn them into losers again here. But Cade McNown has some resiliency left of his own. He's going long, caught! Down to the 30-yard line, back come the Bruins, and McElroy. First down, UCLA, 50. Huge yard.
I'll tell you what, Billy, if you're going to have a career day, why not just go ahead and chunk a 50-yard completion right here to your guy, Jimmy McElroy. They've been working soured all day long. McNown now 21 of 37, 378. 3 touchdowns on the day, but just a huge momentum shift once again.
Hey, we've got time enough for 2 or 3 more touchdowns in this one. 35-34. First down at the 30. Got to hold on to the football. Price nowhere. Fumble.
Price is the ball carrier. Fumbles the ball.
Or are they calling him down?
No, he's going to be marked down on the play.
Is he?
It's going to be an awfully. Oh, it's a late call. Chuck McFerrin.
You know,
going with white ball. Right there, you saw the youth. Saw the youth of the Bruins right there. Terrell Price handling the ball. Let's see if we can see where the ball is jarred loose. Oh, it comes out. It's on the ground. The Bruins
untouched.
Lawn bowling once again.
Inexcusable.
When the ball's on the ground, bad things happen in the running game.
And before we snapped it, he said, we got it. See if the Bruins can take care of the football. Don't
First down and 10 for Arizona State. Ball at the Arizona State 34-yard line.
And take a look. Here come the number 4 ranked Sun Devils.
And they're
going in for the kill now. They know they control the clock with the running game.
Now I bet you'd love to see
the ball carrier.
Well, a lot of things. Well, that's not going to happen.
Yes, it could. Arizona State scores a touchdown, kicks the point, 8 points. UCLA comes down, touchdown, 2-point OT.
Yeah. Let's go ahead. You know what? I'll do an OT game today. I've decided.
I just had to figure out the math for you there when you didn't think it could happen.
Yeah. you calling it?
I don't know yet. Not
Are
quite
you crystal balling it?
I would hope it would be fun.
It may happen. It may happen.
So Price laid it down.
My God says it may happen.
Just like Hicks did. And I know nobody feels worse than Durrell, especially after the big game. On the ground. It'll set up a 3rd down. So the Bruins have put themselves in a position where they can make amends and get it right back and still have all sorts of time left. 5:30, clock running. But you got to step up on 3rd down and make a play. John Williams made the stop.
Check out J.R. Redmond. He throws, he runs, he catches, he returns kicks. I mean, he's the ball carrier right now for the Sun Devils.
Could be the game for UCLA right here. Time running out, 3rd down. Boyer in motion. Plummer. Complete! Jackson's got it. UCLA territory, 46-yard line. And Plummer just got rid of it, too. 15 yards and a 1st down. Guidry made the stop.
Well, Anthony Cobbs, check him out, coming from the end of the line of scrimmage, goes unblocked, and he just misses on the timing aspect of jarring the ball from Plummer. And once again, A-State's run that crossing route all day long, dragging Jackson underneath. It's going to beat man or zone. It's been man all day, so he's continued running his route across the field, leaving the defender behind.
We have an injured player down at the 45-yard line. Philip Ward is down. There he is across the field. 4:58 left. Each team with a full complement of 3 timeouts.
And you know, coming into the game, Toledo really didn't want to get into a shootout with these guys because he saw the first game of the season, 45-42 versus University of Washington in Sun Devil Stadium. He knew what Arizona State was capable of. They can turn up the heat, they can make plays in not a lot of time. In fact, J.R.
There's Skip Hicks. Remember, he got kneed in the head a little while ago.
Our man J.R. Redmond in that Washington game, he turned the game around towards the end with a huge punt return, Billy. So he has been an integral factor in these comebacks.
Everybody in the stadium was aware of this fact about last year. Here's a lofted ball, incomplete. Good coverage by UCLA. Intended receiver was Devin Kendall. And Anthony Cobbs was on the defense. Philip Ward now trying to shake it off and get back in clutch time. 2nd down and 10, Arizona State. 4:32 remaining. 1-point lead for the Sun Devils. In front of a big crowd at the Rose Bowl. We've been witness to a great one. Plummer with everybody in tight. Redmond going to be short of a 1st down by 4 yards. When and if he gets a chance, Cade McNown in deep thought about what he will have to do to help his team.
And one of the things he's doing right there is just thinking of plays possibly in a 2-minute operation. You go with series of plays that they rehearse in practice. There's combinations of plays you want to get to. He's thinking about that, and he's sure hoping his defense can hold them right here so they get the ball back on this very, very important 3rd down.
You got to watch out for Plummer. You should give him the option to run or to pass, but they give it up, and it's a 1st down. And out of bounds to Jeff Polk. We'll give him credit. Polk has been non-existent. And in the biggest play of the game, he gets the football and gets a 1st down.
Well, he hasn't been non-existent to the linebackers that he's been knocking heads with all day.
He's been
but
blocking.
In terms of carrying the ball, he has been non-existent.
He's blocking his butt off.
Right there, that's one of the things that can hurt that defense is the fullback, because a lot of times they're not keying on the fullback and they slip him the ball right there for a big 1st down.
New set of downs and at least a couple of minutes off the clock. J.R. Redmond. Not quite time for UCLA to start spending timeouts. Have to see what ASU does on this set of downs. quite know whether or not you need the touch or the field goal.
Arizona State here, this is a sign of an experienced team right here. Burning time off the clock. The quarterback using all of the 30-second clock, each time snapping the ball inside of 5 seconds.
Does it again, and trying to shake off a couple of tacklers. In doing so, Redmond, Dan Juan McGee stopped him. Clock is moving under 3 minutes, 2:55. Remember the difference in this game, the holding penalty on the extra point, forcing Bjorn Merton into a 35-yard extra point attempt, which he pushed to the right. And it's that miss which is the difference in the contest. And now UCLA decides to use their first of 3 timeouts with 2:52 remaining. Third down and a long 5, maybe even 3rd and 6 for Bob Toledo's defense to stop. Neese, the field goal kicker, who would be called upon, of course, was the hero in the first game of the season after ASU were the ones that blew a lead and then had to kick a field goal and beat Washington. So he's performed in the clutch. That man is exasperated right now.
Very reminiscent of a year ago, just coming apart in the 4th quarter. Fumbles, interceptions, although 2 fumbles by the Bruins today that have proved very costly. Bob Toledo probably saying, hey, look, I've drilled these guys on being a 4-quarter ball club, and to have this happen, I'm sure concerns him greatly.
This is our Lexus player of the game, and I hope we eat our words with it, quite honestly. We love the people from Lexus. I know Tom Ramsey knows them very well, but our Lexus player of the game is Jake Plummer. Right now, he's our player of the game, but I think our fine friends in the relentless pursuit of perfection will allow us to change that if the Bruins can come back and win the game.
We can always name a second.
I think we could, but right now, Jake Plummer, the job he has done to come back is our Lexus player of the game. For now. 259 yards, 1 touchdowns, and the composure to bring his team back, and of course, the biggest play, receiving a catch and scoring for a touchdown for the go-ahead score. But can he do it on 3rd down? The crowd is up. It's 3rd and 6 from the 19. Redmond, first down, Arizona State, and more, down to the 2-yard line. 17 yards, and both times on this drive, when they needed a conversion on 3rd down, you think the snake, you think wrong. They went to the ground.
Boy, J.R. Redmond. Well, I tell you, this guy is a big-time player. You're going to hear from him, too. A freshman non-qualifier. Came in last year and had to sit out. Didn't have the grades. And right there, you talk about hard working son of a gun. He just knocks it up in there on 3rd down for the first.
Rams, here's one of those interesting situations where you want to keep them out of the end zone, quite obviously. But if you could look into a crystal ball and realize they're going to score, you want them to do it right away on the first play to give you as much time as possible.
Right, but you know what you're going to do? You're going to run Pauk just offside your left guard.
Because you don't care if you get in on this down or not.
You don't care.
You don't care. You're going to go inside. You got 4 downs.
They get it to Redmond down to the 1.
And ASU is not unhappy with them.
Oh, not at all.
Not at all.
They want to go 4 downs. Go 3 at least.
Yeah, because on the fourth down, you're kicking the field goal no matter where that ball is.
Yeah.
I don't care how much confidence and how arrogant or you might be, you're going to kick that field goal on 4th down. And Bob Toledo thinking, how am I going to spend my timeouts? You spend one after this play, I think, no matter what. No matter what, if you don't get in the end zone, you call one here. You can't let it go under a minute. Redmond again. Doesn't get it, and UCLA should call a timeout.
Oh, there's a flag. Clock will stop. Billy, I may have called a timeout at the end of the last play.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Because what I'd rather get is the ball back with no timeouts, but some time on the clock.
Because you're
as opposed to no time on the clock.
With a bunch of timeouts that you
with
won't
a
be
couple
able to spend.
timeouts. Exactly. It's against the Bruins.
The ball was short of the goal line. There was a dead ball, personal foul on the defense, half the distance to the goal, first down.
So they gain a first down. I think if you're Plummer,
you might go to a knee.
You take a knee.
You take a knee.
You make UCLA.
What?
You make UCLA call a couple timeouts.
Exactly. And if you're UCLA at this point, you let them score.
Yeah.
You let them score. You absolutely let them score. And I think Plummer might take the knee. It's an interesting thought.
And the clock is
there
running.
There it goes. 2 timeouts. Wouldn't it be something if he did do it? Plummer's just going to go in, and the Bruins, touchdown. Touchdown, Arizona State.
Touchdown, Arizona State.
That's okay for the Bruins. As you said, what would have been worse was had them take a knee, make UCLA call a timeout, take another knee, call another timeout, and then they still have an opportunity to push it in the end zone.
But I guess Arizona State figured we're not going to take that chance. I think they could have done it maybe once.
Yeah.
But to go all the way down to 3rd down and put all of it in one play might have been tough. This I've never understood, the offset line getting ready for an extra point. Unless they snap it right now and go for 2 out of that formation, which would surprise everyone in the stadium. Robert Neath.
Big extra point.
Huge one. Up. Good. Bruins need 8 to force an overtime. 42-34.
Arizona State 42, UCLA 34.
Minute 18 left. We've given you just about every single scenario that can play out. Couple of good things for the Bruins. They have 2 timeouts. Clocks, of course, stop on first downs. And we'll have to see how Arizona State plays it. That's Justin Seguin. Bummed, to say the least. Now, conventional wisdom on a kickoff like this, Tom, calls you to squib it so you don't run it back. However, Williams has been booming him out of the end zone. Do you let him try it?
Marcus Williams comes into the game with more touchbacks than returns.
You let him try it.
I let him hit the goalpost again.
Again, right.
Without, yeah.
And the Bruins have to hope for a missed kick and a chance for a run back.
Yeah. Conventional wisdom being what it is.
Marcus Williams will kick off
Nothing
in
our booth
and
in this game.
UCLA.
And the kick once again driven in the end zone, and you just down it there and take your medicine and go to the 20. First down and 10, UCLA 80 yards away from a touchdown and a possible 2-point conversion to go to OT. Cade McNown, the quarterback, will see some pressure, undoubtedly. The secondary is susceptible, we've seen it. But will McNown have the time to get the ball away? A screen, knocked down. Knocked down at the line. They're trying to settle for Price, and Brent Bernstein again knocks it down. Second down. Well, I don't know if Arizona State is the 4th best team in the country, but they're good.
They are.
Yeah, they're going to have a couple more tests in the next couple of weeks.
Remember I said this.
Bring it to fruition.
Remember I said this before the game. They don't get to number 4 by accident. You have to knock off a couple powerhouses, and they have knocked out some people.
Cade McNown rolling, time, throwing, incomplete. Had a man too for a first down out at the 32. And we were the biggest proponents of their ranking too. Remember when they beat Nebraska?
Yes.
And Nebraska stayed ahead of them in the CNN USA Today poll, and we both agreed.
No, we're going to call it the other poll.
The other poll, correct.
We're not going to even
We're
give
apologizing for giving them credit right now, too. Yeah, you beat Nebraska, you jump ahead. And if Nebraska's number 5, you got to be number 4. So in that sense, absolutely the Sun Devils deserve it. Danny Farmer's in. He might be a third down guy to get a ball and a first down and move the chains. If McNown can even get it away, he does have it. Out to the 36, and Rams, you called that because you circled his number right now to me before that play. He is your clutch receiver.
Yeah, third down and long. Danny Farmer can get up if he has to. If it's a desperation ball, you can throw it high. He'll also has the ability to run away from people, and he did that over the middle of the field right then. A good throw and a great catch.
New set of downs. Minute to play, now the clock runs. Still 2 timeouts left for UCLA. McNown will roll the pocket. Has time. Now he wants to run with it, and he's going to have to call a timeout.
McNown on the keeper.
Bernstein made the tackle, 44 seconds left. If nothing else, what you've got to do is put yourself in a position for 3 or 4 shots at the end zone, down at about the 35-40 yard line. Here's our game summary brought to you by Gatorade. Rams, go ahead, take it.
Take a look. Career high for McNown. Plummer. Boy, I tell you what, TD rushing became the big play for Plummer. Terry Battle, huge kickoff return on first kickoff by UCLA. And take a look at the total yards, first half and the second half. ASU came storming back in the second half.
Just like they did last year. Wow. ASU 44 seconds away from moving to 6-0. The last time they started 6-0 was back in 1982 when they opened 9-0. You know, Arizona State hasn't been to a bowl game. No bowl games since they went to the Rose Bowl in 1987. It's been 10 long years of bowlless football.
Yeah, we had that 87 Rose Bowl MVP, Jeff Van Raaphorst, came in and was a great guy to speak with before the game. But I told him, I said, hey, it's been 10 years. He said, hey, these guys are good.
Yeah, and this, and they don't want any bowl. They want to be back on this field.
The big house.
Second down. McNown pumps, looks, throws, long, down the field, intercepted, and Arizona State's going to win the game. The Sun Devils are going to stay undefeated, and how ironic and how appropriate that the guy that got absolutely lit up the entire first half, Jason Simmons, gets a huge chunk of redemption, sealing it with an interception.
Boy, there's a philosophy when you're throwing a deep ball and 2 guys are running down the field, Bill, you actually throw the ball behind them. So your player has an opportunity to come back for the ball. Cade McNown gives it all he has. He unleashes a long ball right here, and it's out of the reach of Derek Ayers. And as you said, Jason Simmons, who got burned quite a few times, makes a play of the game.
To use a cliche, there's 2 sides of every coin. One of the great wins in ASU history. One of the great wins in ASU history. And for UCLA, so disappointing because they had the game to win.
Yes, they did.
That's it. Game over. Sun Devils beat the Bruins 42-34. Back to wrap it up in just a couple of moments.